Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful night tonight. My name is Osborne, and here is another episode of Perilous Paths, not the scenic route, well, the scenic route later tonight. But right here we have Perilous Paths. Unfortunately, Cutie could not be here tonight because he is on vacation. And so I am taking his place as host for Perilous Paths tonight. We have an amazing run coming up here to start off our night with Donkey Kong Bananza, followed up by this amazing content we have in the scenic round, some horror games, starting with Vin and Catlink. And so we are having a wonderful variety of stuff tonight for everyone. So please, we're gonna take it away with Kirby doing Donkey Kong Bananza, all Bananzas, all bosses to start off our night. So I hope y'all enjoy tonight. So Kirby, please take it away.
Hello, hi. I'm Kirby. I'm here with my friends Karate Man and Sudai Delphi. Say hi, guys.
Hi. Hi.
Today we're doing Donkey Kong, all bosses, all Bananzas, and hopefully we don't mess anything up.
I like how the couch is included in the mistakes. We're just here to make Kirby look good.
Alright, should we hop right into it?
Yeah, you can start whenever you'd like.
Okay, I'll give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, start.
Good luck and have fun.
Thank you, thank you.
Good luck.
Kirby messes up, it's our fault. I'm already messing up.
Oh no.
I got this.
The cutscene skips. The cutscenes.
Yep, there's so many cutscene skips at the beginning.
Yeah, there really are. There's a lot of terrain breaking. You'll see Kirby doing a lot of surfing on terrain like this classic Donkey Kong movement. It's just the fastest way to get around. Yeah. Yeah. And something that y'all might not have caught during those cutscene skips when the walls were breaking, we have to skip those cutscenes before the wall actually breaks, because the game not only keeps track of what you destroy, but it keeps track of how much of each thing you destroy. And we get rewards for destroying certain amounts of materials.
Yeah,
and
we need that money.
Those stone walls destroyed for that money, yeah. Because you need money to progress in certain places.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, gonna do that again.
Yeah, moving across these vines is weird. Oh gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It almost looked like it got caught in a crevice of the vines and just got hit multiple times or something. But we're fine still.
Does losing is the route that y'all have for gold like fluid, where like losing a few coins doesn't really matter, refusing a bit of gold doesn't matter that much, or is it kind of tight?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's really punishing. Yeah.
Hopefully that's the only mess up.
Thankfully, there's a good like 300 or 400 gold right near where we have to pay. That just takes a little bit of time to collect, so we usually skip it, but we can get it if we need it.
Yeah, and we can get some in the holes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sponsored by Voidco.
Big fan of Odd Rock.
Just a little guy.
Just a little happy little musical guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say somebody said there was some lag. It's gonna be some spots aren't the best for lag.
Yeah, there's just so many particles and interactions in the game.
Here we have our first little mini boss, kind of just our first enemy, not really a boss, but we do have to beat him in order to unlock this key, in order to get rid of the cage around this big stake here, so that we can leave Ingot Isle and begin our journey down through the planet.
I was gonna click to skip. I don't have my thing set up. The timer.
Oh,
You were trying to live split on your end?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, that is all of Ingot Isle. We've now made it into what's still sort of a tutorial level. This is... wow, I'm blanking on the name for a second.
Lagoon? Something Lagoon?
Lagoon Lair.
I'm blanking
yes,
too.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lagoon Lair. There we
Huge
go.
brain part. We're good. This is Lagoon
You guys
Lair.
been playing too much Super Mario Odyssey.
This has been so much Odyssey lately. This is the first layer where we're going to learn what a Bananza is, you know, the namesake of the game. Bananza is actually a power-up, and once we talk to the elder of this layer, we're going to collect that power-up.
Just makes us awesome. That's all y'all need to know for now.
The man himself is right there.
There he is, the Kong Elder.
The range of things that awesome can encapsulate.
Oh, I know. That's the beauty of it, because it does a lot of things for us.
So you can probably see Kirby jumping around quite a bit with all of the terrain he's surfing on, and there are a bunch of different tricks that I would like to explain, but actually we're going into a big cutscene here, so I'm going to hold that explanation for right after.
The DJ, the big man
It should not have
himself.
been as easy to do.
It's not easy to do. Kirby's just making it look easy, I promise.
There's a lot of quick button inputs, and in this game, there's really no downtime. You are always doing some input, except for this moment right here where we're actually in a cutscene. And Oddrock is a girl.
Oh my god! I thought it was Mr.
what?
Rock.
Oh my god.
A brand new character, but we know her. Yeah, Pauline's part of Void Co. She's an enemy.
Huh.
It's like Pauline if she was in the Flintstones.
It's a medieval Pauline. But as we learn in all these cutscenes we're skipping, Pauline's singing powers can activate our Bananzas. So the Kong Elder just taught us our first Bananza power-up, which is the Kong Bananza. All it really does is power up DK, so he's a lot bigger and stronger, and he can break terrain in a single punch, no matter what terrain it is. And we're going to need that because coming up, we're going to face concrete for the first time, and regular Donkey Kong cannot destroy concrete.
You could
Well, he's
eventually.
not a lot for bosses. Yeah, that's true. If we got power-ups, he could eventually, but we're skipping most power-ups for the speed run.
Yeah.
Not
There's
this
a few
one.
we grab, but
This one, we're getting all of them.
True.
maybe.
Any percent, we skip a lot of them. All Bananzas, we will not be skipping any power-ups.
Just
Well,
the
no. I mean, like the actual skill ups, like that make you stronger individually. And
Oh, yes. So
yeah,
I guess
we don't skip any of the Bonanzas. You're right about that.
I go for 2 of those in this run.
Okay, I did forget to ask about that earlier, but one thing we haven't touched on is the collectibles in this game, which there are Banandium chips. We've actually been avoiding most of them. We're going to avoid probably about 99% of the bananas that exist in this game. We're going to grab 2 bundles of 5 a little bit later on.
mean to go there, but
That's
that
because every 5 bananas you collect equals 1 skill point, and you can upgrade one thing with that. So we're going to get 2 upgrades. I believe Kirby's going to go for the Bananza upgrade, which lets the powers last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then the Ostrich flight upgrade, which is a hugely important upgrade that is a little broken. And we'll explain that when we get to Forest Layer.
Yeah, do you even need that in when you do ostrichless? You need anything else to instead?
No, in
80%,
true
no.
any percent, you're skipping 3 power-ups, including the Ostrich, which means you get 0 bananas and 0 skill points in the entire run.
Dang.
Yeah, the ostrichless is.
I don't know if I could fly around as an elf. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna see more Kong Bananza here too. You'll see that for a lot of the boss fights, just because it gives us more punch power.
Now this is our first real boss, Pika Bruiser. You can see he's completely made out of concrete until we smash him, and he turns back into a little bit of a breakable ore there.
Stop it.
No. Ideally, we break enough of him to where he goes into his next phase before he turns back to concrete, but the throw is just a little off.
He can be a little finicky sometimes.
Still not much time lost for it, though.
It is possible to get him to go to that final phase of the fight in just that first throw of the explosive ore that Kirby picked up, but that's pretty RNG. It's very hard to get that consistently.
Yeah, you need a very precise throw and good luck on top of it.
Yeah, I usually get him on the second
boss
throw.
fight. And there
You want to turn around.
Quintuple banana that we're going to be collecting after we fall down this tunnel. So once you finish each layer in this game, you're moving one step closer to the core of the planet, because Donkey Kong and Pauline are like, hey, we want to get back to the surface, but the only way to go up is to go down. Right? That makes sense. So we're heading down.
Well, they know about the wish at the bottom too, to be fair, but
they're trying to seek out the Banandium root to get their wish granted and return to the surface. That is for Pauline. Donkey Kong, he only wishes for more bananas.
Yeah, he wants all the bananas.
I want more bananas too. I'd have to hit all the money
layers
in here.
deep too.
Yeah, 16 or 17. It's similar to Odyssey.
One thing that I'm a bit curious about when it comes to this game and its community is I know that this, of course, being a Donkey Kong game, but it also was developed by the same team behind Odyssey. And so I am curious, do you think more of this community surrounding this game is like comprised of people that came from Odyssey or people that came from the Donkey Kong community in general?
I would say it's a pretty good mix. There was definitely a large chunk of Odyssey players in the community, but it feels like the community was just huge and a patchwork of a ton of different communities the whole time in the first place.
Yeah,
there's definitely a lot
from
of
Odyssey, so we saw a lot of people from Odyssey.
Yeah, but there's definitely there's a lot of new names. There's people that you could tell there's groups that moved in together and stuff.
There's people from the Donkey Kong 64 community that have come over to this game.
Yeah. It's really cool to see such a gathering of everybody because I don't know, it just appealed to a lot of different players, you know.
1000%.
There are definitely a lot of overlaps, though, in terms of game design from Odyssey to this. Odyssey had 880 moons littered throughout the whole game. This one has 777 bananas. Both games have, I believe, 17 distinct levels. So they're set up very similarly.
Yeah. Coming from Odyssey mainly, it was really neat to see all the little that's something they got from Odyssey kind of things in the game.
So this is the point where we need that 3,000 gold, and we are a bit short. There's one little power that we haven't made use of yet, which Sudai brought up earlier. That's the Smash stat screen that tracks how much of each terrain you've broken. And if you've broken a certain amount, you get some gold from that. So we're going to use that right here and have literally 55 extra gold to pay this person right here and move on with the run.
Got 2 quarters left.
Cutting it a little close.
We can hit the gumball machine. They got those here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these little blue guys can make any sort of shape, so I think we could ask them to make a little gumball machine.
They have a whole food world.
Those blue guys.
A whole food world.
Those blue guys are the Fractones. There are new characters from Donkey Kong Bonanza that live all throughout the underground layers here, and there's actually a lot of lore seeded throughout the game about who they are. You can see that sign there over on the right we're going to pass here. All those signs throughout the game are text written by the Fractones. So if you read all the signs and follow it, there is actually like a full story about their origins down here that you can follow. So it's pretty cool.
It's written really well too. It's written as as if the Fractones are a science team exploring and you're seeing their discovery logs. So you're learning about them as you're learning about the environment too, and it just all comes together really well.
Yeah, I like the story in this. I felt like there's a lot more than in SMO.
Oh yeah, no, everything in this game came together so well to just make an amazing masterpiece.
The story is absolutely a cherry on top of this game. We're gonna miss some bits at the very end where the story really gets you in your feels, and there's a lot of music obviously tied into this since Pauline is one of the main characters and it's all about her singing ability. So in some of the final cutscenes, she starts to sing this song that she's been trying to write throughout the whole journey of the game, and it all just culminates in the credits when she sings the full version. Beautiful song, beautiful soundtrack.
We get to see so much more music because we get all the bosses and collect all the bonanzas.
That's one thing I like about this run over any percent. You actually see the bosses, you hear all the music, and like, I don't know, you just get more of a feel of it.
Oops.
So now we are in Canyon Layer. This is one of the first layers where we're actually going to see a change in this route from any percent, because we are going to fight two bosses that typically get skipped. That is Grumpy Kong, one of the main villain's henchmen, and Mad Mixer, who we're actually going to fight. Actually, both of these bosses we're going to fight multiple times throughout the run.
Yeah. They're kind of like the Brutals in Odyssey, where they keep coming back.
Yeah.
The Kongs are, at least. Mixer just kind of shows up a second time.
Let's also explain some of that movement tech that we've been putting off. So you can see Kirby's been surfing a lot on these chunks, but you can also get some really cool distance and height with trick jumps, including the chunks. So there are a couple different names for these strategies. One of them being FAT, F-A-T, which stands for Fast Aerial Turf Surf. That is where you jump.
DK Fat.
No, I'm not just calling DK fat. Listen, he's a chunky Kong. He's not the actual chunky Kong because he's not in this game. Or no, he's in the DLC. Right?
First boss fight.
He bulks a lot. It's okay.
Here's the Grumpy Kong boss fight, though. We're just gonna smash his head at the top of this thing. I think the game expects you to destroy all parts of the body, so he just falls down to the ground. But you can just climb any terrain in this game, so it doesn't matter.
Why is he grumpy?
He just
he doesn't like his boss. He has to work unpaid. It's not fun.
Oh, I'd be grumpy too.
I think he just kind of doesn't like
I'd be a lot more than grumpy after that. You're right. Actually, maybe it's justified. You're on his side now.
But the fast aerial turf surf is a way of doing the speed boosts, which you're only supposed to be able to do on the ground, but also with a jump. On top of that, we have something called an AFAT, which is an aerial fast air turf surf, which is just one extra button input when you're doing that speed boost in the air. You do an extra jump input at the same time, and it gives you a whole lot of extra height. So AFATs are used almost on every jump. So that right there was an AFAT. Kirby trying to get up to the top there. Some of these
a lot of these jumps in this area were AFATs, like pretty much all of them.
Yeah. Just assume anytime you see Kirby jumping and also speed boosting midair with a chunk, that it's an AFAT, because it gets you the most height and distance. There are a couple of other pretty niche strategies with chunks. I don't think we're going to see too many of them, but there are a couple of frame perfect strategies with them as well. But for the most part, we're going to be using AFATs.
Yeah.
A lot of frame perfect tricks in this run.
This boss is pretty simple, though. You just grab the explosive ores, throw them at him. You can destroy the walls, but there's gaps, so we just throw them through the gaps and take them out.
Yeah.
So that was Mad Mixer. That's the first time we're going to see him. We'll see him much later in the run. I think like the 4th to last level, we'll see Mad Mixer pop up again.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the food layer.
Food.
But now we're making our way through a little more of the underground here before we head back up top. Kirby, are you heading back up top, or are you doing the trick jump underground?
I'm doing the trick jump.
Okay, never mind. We're going for the trick jump. This is a rail AFAT, so another kind of tight trick. It's not frame perfect, but you do have to double press the Z.
I'm not doing the AFAT.
Oh, we're not doing the rail. Okay, so this is a slightly different version. Still extremely hard because this is a big gap you need to cross here, but Kirby is going to do it.
Nailed it.
Just barely getting enough distance there with an up punch at the end.
I'm kind of
punch at the end, which gives you slightly more height.
Can't lock it in the AFAT there, so I do the other way just to make sure.
The AFAT version is very, very hard. You need to be able to jump off the rail and double click the ZL button and do the inputs for the AFAT in a very short amount of time.
This guy, we're just trying to break through to his core and then blast him. The same thing for the second phase. He's got a golden head, and gold explodes when you blow it up, so you will see Kirby try to break through that instead of the concrete.
Oh, I think we missed the gold grab there. No high-tech strat.
Yeah, that's okay. You still got access to the core. You can just hit it.
But this is Stomp and Clomper. This is another boss we're going to see again later on. But all of these bosses that are not the main villains are all constructed by the main villains. So you'll see this little core that's about to fall. That gold core right there, that's going to be in every single one of the bosses that are not the main villains.
Actually, back on Grumpy's side, Grumpy's doing all the work making all these bosses. Void Kong's just telling him to do it. Poor Grump.
There is another hench person. We got Poppy Kong, but yeah, Grumpy Kong's doing all the hard work here.
Yeah, like as far as building the machines, he's doing all. I think he builds all the bosses.
Yeah, I think he does.
He builds a lot of stuff for us afterwards, but he charges a pretty penny.
Yes, he does.
God, there are so many expensive post-game things.
Yes, there are. And then the final reward for doing all that is he gives you something to earn more money faster.
He gives you a giant gold statue of yourself. It's really cool, honestly.
It is really cool, but it's like, this would have been easier if we did this as the first reward, man.
Yeah. So I could pay for the next 3 or whatever.
So you'll notice in between every layer, we're dropping through these long tunnels here, and Kirby is actually not holding the A button to punch downward here. He's spamming the A button at a very specific rhythm because it was found if you get that little speed boost at the start of it, it's 10% faster throughout the entire tunnel rather than just holding the button. So really, you never get a chance to just chill in this run. You are always focusing. You are always doing some sort of input.
Spamming.
No downtime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was our one moment of reprieve for like the first week of runs, and then I think it was only a week, and then someone discovered the down punch spam, and then it was over.
This is the divide layer. That is going to be our second and final set of bananas. Can we see some bananas in chat to celebrate the second skill upgrade?
Banana.
So let me grab this.
We're actually only going to be doing one skill upgrade because we physically cannot do the next one yet. We haven't unlocked the power. But this is the divide layer, so we have to choose our next path. There's no mission here. There's no boss. It's literally just you enter this and you choose, do you go left to freezer layer or do you go right to forest layer? We're going to have to do both in this speed run, but in the most optimal any percent run, they only go to freezer layer and completely skip forest. And both bonanzas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a bonanza on both sides here, and they skip both of them.
It's kind of neat because the skip's actually fairly casual friendly. Like, I know on my casual playthrough, I skipped one of them, and I know probably like 60-70% of people I talk to are like, yeah, I got the skip, or like say they think they could have if they tried, you know?
My casual playthrough day one, I went to forest layer and then skipped freezer layer completely. We'll see that skip after we finish both layers, though, or I'm not exactly sure the route you're doing here, Kirby. Are you going to the boss and then coming back up to divide instead of going to junction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will actually.
So I'm gonna do like all of Breeze and then come back do Forest or whatever.
So after both freezer and forest, you come to the junction where those two layers meet up, and the game expects you to have completed both. But we'll see that big skip we're talking about once we get to junction. First, we got to go through both freezer and forest because we are not skipping those bosses or bonanzas.
Nope.
We will be skipping some of the layer itself, though. Here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gameplay we're going to be skipping.
Yeah, we're going to get our first out of bounds clip in this layer, which there's a handful of them in most runs in this game, just because it's so easy to get out of bounds since we have so much freedom with the environment. I say it's easy. We can get out of bounds a lot of places. It's not really easy, though.
Get out of my way.
If we're going to be seeing out of bounds clips,
Gotta be clear about that.
Here, we're going to see an out of bounds clip in groove layer, beast layer, landfill layer. Am I missing any others? There could have been a canyon clip. I think it is optimal in this category, but we did not take it. That's okay.
Okay. And if y'all saw, he smacked the ground before he grabbed this chunk. That's because we need a specific type of chunk here. We want a certain shape and size, so when we throw it, it lines up with the wall in a certain way.
Yes, there is a way to naturalize what type and size of chunk you get.
Yeah, and then we use visual cues from there to line.
There we go.
Very nice.
And
kind
a
of
perfect
push
clip.
yourself through.
So
The
that
game
is
doesn't
what's
want you to
known-
be in the ground.
That is what's known as an acute angle clip. We are throwing the chunk to stick against the wall or the ceiling at a very specific angle so that it squeezes DK between the chunk and the wall, and he pushes straight through. That exact type of acute angle clip we're going to see a couple more times in the run.
Yeah.
But now we're going for a new trick here that we have not seen yet. It has this is the first place in the run we're actually able to do it. This is called record duping. So this bonanza that Kirby is about to get is the zebra bonanza, and there's four disc parts here. Three disc parts in this layer. But if you get the final part and you drop it right as you put it inside the little turntable, it'll actually duplicate the disc.
Whoa!
So Kirby's gonna see if he can do it twice here for all three parts. If you time it early, you can keep retrying. If you time it late, then you're going to have to go get the other actual discs. So let
just
Kirby
go in.
focus.
Oh, no.
There we go.
There it is. We got one dupe.
There we go.
Can we get it a second time?
One more.
That's two.
Yes.
Very nice.
Nice.
Huge
And
cotton save.
That's huge.
Yeah, even with all those drops, that was way faster than go and get both other discs.
I love
Yeah.
that.
It's probably faster than go and get one other disc.
You could probably spend a good minute and a half duping and failing and still save time there, because just the 3 discs are so spread out. There's ways to juggle them and carry multiple discs at a time, but it is definitely faster to just get the dupe like Kirby did.
Woo. Jeez.
Yeah, it's
So
even
this
nicer in when we get
Bonanza.
the snake, so we don't have to go all the way out for those ones.
What could
Yeah,
something
for Snake, there's 4, and they're even further.
Right, Sneak is the one with 4. I always forget how many disc parts are with which Bonanza.
Yeah, because you don't really go
Be
for it
fair.
either.
Yeah, we skip both of these in any percent, or this one and Snake.
what could
So
the
we've collected the Zebra
do?
Bonanza here. The purpose of this Bonanza is it's actually supposed to be the fast one, you know, the speedy one, which we completely ignore in any percent. But there are these thin bridges that the Zebra can run across that normal DK and no other power-up can run across.
Technically, Snake can bounce across it.
Snake, this is true.
But-
Snake can bounce across it. I guess that's intentional since the devs left it in, but it's not technically what they want you to do.
Right.
Yeah, it's slow and usually, yeah.
But now
fall
we
off,
have
don't fall
Bonanza.
off.
We're heading up to the top of the layer to do our first of 2 boss fights here. This is against the other henchman, Poppy Kong. And then we're going to fight in Flaminite right after.
Weirdly, the harder appearance.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, this one's
strange that this one's harder, but it's because you need to throw terrain at her, and in the second fight, there's terrain around. In this first fight, you kind of gotta, like, just find it like that, because the flowers, if you grab the flowers, don't make anything.
Which, oddly
But
enough, he
second
did get a
fight, they
flower
can
chunk
save
there somehow.
Oh my god, give me
Ball
salt.
does not want to be grabbed.
There we go.
Nice hit.
Yeah, normally she turns in. Well, I guess she did turn invisible here too. But the idea is once she's invisible, you hit her with a chunk, and then she pops out, and you just smack her.
I still can't believe
There's
Zebra
like-
Bonanza makes a hoarse neigh sound. Oh my god, I never realized that. Some chatter just said that. That's
it does.
What the heck?
I really wish we got more Zebra Bonanza because it's my favorite transformation. Because
The music's really good.
The music we get for it, yes, the music is top notch.
Oh, I thought there was.
I would personally say the level music in this game is just okay, but the music that has lyrics, the Bonanza music and the final credits music are so good.
Yeah. The final credits for this game. Most games, I don't care about the credits after I'm done with the run. This game, it plays out every time.
fair.
Yeah, you have to let it play out. It's like against the rules. Your run's invalid if you don't let it play out. So down on the bottom layer, freezer layer here, very not cold. Don't know why there's lava in freezer layer, but okay. We're gonna skip over all this lava though with some trick jumps.
You don't have lava in your freezer?
I mean, I'd have to
No.
double check.
Oh, okay. I
Maybe
guess
it's in the hidden
it's just me?
compartment.
Okay, I'll have to fix that. It was just me then. All right, go ahead.
Nice, Kirk.
Purposely taking some damage, and we make it across. Very nice.
Yeah,
That's
I feel like I'm more
skippable.
optimized when I just take the damage.
No, if it's consistent, it's
Yeah.
consistent. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and it's not like you were taking damage in many other places in this run, so except at the end, it can be a little rough.
I could take more damage if you want.
Oh no, no, no!
I wouldn't
By all
know.
means.
Maybe when you're back at full health.
And so this boss rolls around as a
What the
lava
heck?
ball, and he drops snowballs from the ceiling every now and then, and we just gotta make him chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like most Nintendo bosses, it is just 3 phases that we have to hit him in. So it's the first one, then we gotta hit 1 chunk there before going into phase 2.
Yeah, that phase he tries to run, and it gets a little annoying if you don't hit him early. But Kirby got the early hit, thankfully.
Obviously,
Thankfully.
the point of this boss fight is to make you use the Zebra Bonanza a little bit because you just got that power in this layer. So if Kirby didn't hit Inflaminite right there, we would have to chase him up a little ice bridge that only the Zebra can go on. But if you're fast enough, the ice bridge doesn't even spawn.
I'd be honest, I'd just keep throwing stuff till I hit him up the bridge.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. With Kong Bananza, it's very easy to get some far distance throws. And there we go, Inflaminite is down.
Ooh, very nice.
And another layer complete. We are not going to be dropping down the hole for this layer, though. There's a little bit of a route change here. We're going to be going back up for for Forest first.
We get to meet the elevator here.
Yeah, it just wastes his time going through this, waiting for the cutscene and having to come back.
Yeah, there's no point to drop down the tunnel to Junction on one side if you're just going to have to do it on the other as well.
Yeah.
So it is very smart routing.
Do y'all mind if I read on Master real quick?
Okay, for it. We got a second.
Probably a good time for
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to let folks know that if you're watching GDQ, we want to hear from you. Games Done Quick is looking to learn how you watch speedruns the most. If you have a few minutes, visit gdq.gg/survey and let us know what you want to see. If you also do !survey in chat, you can give your own thoughts about what the content you see here on Hotfix is like, how you like it, what you might want to see more of. We take that feedback and we want to make it the best experience for y'all. So please make sure you get your voice heard and let us know what y'all want to see here on GDQ Hotfix. With that being said, Kirby, I am interested in a bit of your background with this game. How does it feel from going from Super Mario Odyssey to Donkey Kong Bonanza? And have you speedrun other Donkey Kong games in the past?
I actually, only game I've really speedran was Super Mario Odyssey before this. I've speedran like some stuff just like casually, but last time I played a Donkey Kong game was probably it's been a while. I know I played a lot of Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, nice. Do you think that a lot of your skills from Super Mario Odyssey translates over to Donkey Kong? Do you think that helps in any way?
I'd say somewhat, because they definitely it was made by the same company, so they designed it to be friendly for anyone playing Super Mario Odyssey, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love games where I can destroy the terrain, so I knew I was getting this when it got announced.
100%. That does look incredibly fun.
There are people who have spent many hours destroying all possible terrain on all layers.
I might be.
Yes, Sudai.
Sudai is one of them.
Yeah. I was the first to get what we thought was max destroyed terrain, and then we discovered like 17 different materials, and I was the first on a few of the ones after that. But after like 6 or 7 discoveries, I was like, I'm just gonna wait till we figure it all out. Other people can be the first to finish the rest.
6 or 7 discoveries?
There's been a lot. There's been a lot. Like the moderators for Speedrun, or for the leaderboard on SRC, were like, let us know whenever you think you got them all. And we kept being like, okay, we found a new one. They're like, okay, we're just gonna leave it at this number now until someone actually does a speedrun for max percent.
Yeah, that sounds like a hellish category.
It is.
I mean, does anyone know if anything even happens if by destroying all the terrain, or do people just do it for fun? For the
we do it for fun.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, there's a stats menu that tracks your destroyed terrain, and it caps out at 999,000 terrain destroyed, or maybe it was
no. Each individual terrain type maxes out at 100,000 meters cubed.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's been a while. My bad. Good call.
It's a lot of meters.
So for a lot of stuff like stone or dirt, it's easy, but then there's some very rare materials where there's like 60 meters cubed of the entire material on the layer. So you have to like run, destroy that, reset the layer, run, destroy it again, reset the layer, and just repeat.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we just unlocked the Ostrich Bonanza. Just jump back to the run for a sec. This is our third Bonanza and the most broken one. So you saw Kirby unlocked the second skill upgrade there. That's to actually give the Ostrich flight. And beyond just being able to fly or glide a small distance, you can glide extend by using a chunk and spamming the ZL and Y button to like swipe the chunk back and forth like you're attacking with it, and you get so much extra distance. We're going to be using that all over the entire run.
Yeah, for anyone that tried the or even saw the Donkey Kong challenges that Nintendo recently put out, for one of their like how to do it videos that Nintendo officially put out, they actually use the glide extend.
Oh my god, they do. Isn't that on the final level?
Yeah, you have to do final rehearsal without any upgrades, which is ridiculous in of itself. That's Nintendo put that in a challenge.
Absurd for them to ask a player to do.
But then they do the actual glide extends in their how to do it video, and I was just dying when I saw that.
I feel like they definitely made this game with speedrunners in mind, because there are quite a few sequence breaks you can do, and not only does the game allow it, they even call it out and acknowledge it at certain points. So later on, there's a mini game layer called Racing Layer, and the game expects you to do this little race while riding on Rambi the Rhino against Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, but you can just skip the entire race and fly to the end of the layer. And if you do that, we'll see later on exactly what Pauline says. She calls it out. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Pauline has a lot of great lines too throughout the game. Pauline is just another case if they did so many good things right.
There's a lot of optional dialogue they put into this game. We won't see it at all through our run here, but there are these little houses. You might see one on the right over there that you can unlock as you go, and they give you a little bed, a station to change what outfit Donkey Kong's wearing, and a radio to play some music. But if you sleep in the bed, not only do you get an extra heart or a couple extra hearts, Pauline also has optional dialogue there to give you lore about herself, her family, and the entire game.
Right here, Kirby's doing it. He did that pretty quick. A little skip
very quick.
through. We're supposed to go around this whole island through all the thorn maze and everything, but with Bonanza, you can just punch through it with a ranged punch because Kong Bananza gets a ranged attack for some reason.
Yeah.
So this is Abracadabra, the final boss of Forest Lair.
And for this one, you're supposed to use the ostrich and glide around on those little air draft uplifts, but as you can see, Kirby's doing some precision jumping with Kong Bananza to just make it up to the leap barely. And then we do use this one.
While it is possible to
on that one.
do glide extends, it is faster a little bit to move on the ground if you're surfing.
Yeah, surfing is still always the fastest way to move around.
Yeah, for sure.
It's even faster than Zebra, I think, which is crazy.
If you got a straight path,
I think there's a discrepancy. I think in certain cases, Zebra is like ever so slightly faster. But for the most part, yeah, surfing on a chunk is the fastest method you're going to find. But that is the end of Forest Lair right there. So now we're coming up on Junction, where Forest and Freezer meet, and we're going to see that nice big skip because we never enter Junction from the Freezer side. We're only entering from the Forest side, and you'll see why that matters in just a sec. We have a tunnel to fall down first.
Yep. I don't know why I grabbed that.
Maybe you had Odyssey Brain and you thought you were going to get full health.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't know why it doesn't give you full health.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't too.
It's a weird change from Odyssey.
I thought it would.
I think besides sleeping at those getaways, the only other way to gain health is the apples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Or like the life up juice, apple juice.
Yeah. And you'll see some split paths on this. They don't matter. We can literally go through the center if we want to.
Yeah, these tunnels are pretty inconsequential. You're just falling straight down.
Yeah.
Here we are coming up to this purple-filled junction layer. This is actually where we're going to meet the main boss for the first time, besides meeting him in cutscenes we already skipped.
So we did.
Oh my god, Bowser?
Bowser?
No,
What?
don't spoil it.
Oh, sorry.
What?
That didn't look
It was
like
a huge
Bowser.
mashup.
Yeah, so normally you're supposed to go the long way around. We can just drop down here to hit this void seal. And this is going to open up the terrain on the side as well as raise half of the bridge that we need to get across. And normally you would hit this on both sides. That's why you're supposed to go down through Freezer and Forest. But you're going to see Kirby build up a little bit of speed here, do a little bit of a trick jump, and then just kind of glide the rest of the way.
So the way Kirby came from the starting area, if you go to the opposite side on the left, that is where Freezer drops into Junction from. But we don't need that because we can just glide straight across.
It was a lot of glide extend.
Oh, barely.
Perfect.
Barely, yeah.
That got me a little scared.
We got it.
Same.
It's always scary. No matter how well you do that, it looks scary. And then after that, we go back because we don't actually have to be on the other side of the bridge. We just have to go trigger a cutscene.
Yes, now that we've initiated the chase with Void Kong, the actual main boss, we're going to chase him back up through two different layers, Hilltop and Lagoon Layer, because he is racing to steal all of the bananas and we're trying to stop him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to
One of
steal
my
all the
favorite fights in
bananas.
game.
It is also a very janky fight. He
See if I can
tries to
get this
consistently
throw.
go to certain points, and you can mitigate some of that by getting an early hit like
Got it.
this.
You got it.
I
thought
did
he
not
did.
get it, unfortunately.
Nice.
It looked good. But yeah, you can actually just throw the chunk before the fight, so long as you throw it to where he's at. And you can pre-throw all of them. You'll see Kirby trying to do that for most of the throws if we can.
So there are some set cues. It's a little difficult to optimize this fight, but there are ways to end it slightly early. For this fight, he's going to go all the way up to the top where you spawn in. But there is a way to get him to stop from going there. I don't know the way to consistently do it, but there is a way.
Yeah, I'm not great at it.
I don't think
You guys
anybody
go
is.
I'm pretty good at it. Yeah, there's like flowcharts where if you hit him at certain parts of animations, he'll go to different places.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that flowchart.
Well, it's more of a mental thing I've built through practice. I don't think it's actually like out there as a document.
We're gonna need a drawing, Suda.
But yeah, you can pretty consistently get the early end on that with not a lot of practice, but like a little bit. It's not too bad.
You should just be in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
That should be the next
Anybody know what time that is?
Helps.
No.
It's a fun one to learn, Kirby. This is a very fun fight to do fast, especially this phase.
So this is the second part of the chase. This is back in Lagoon Lair now.
He likes to build walls for us. You're not going to see a lot of it until right at this bridge that we're about to go over, because Kirby's just...
Oh, crap.
Oh, gonna need an extra chunk there.
No, you got this. Yeah, just right there.
Good backups, good backups. Gonna need one more hit here to finish it off. And of course, Void Kong always likes to go on top of Kong Bananza.
Oh,
Did he get hit by his minion swinging? That's what it looked like to me.
I missed it.
he often runs into him and just keeps going.
Destroys him.
He likes to take very straight paths from one section to the next. Doesn't matter what's in his way.
He'll just destroy it, yeah.
But now that we've fought him in both Hilltop and Lagoon Lair, we're going to go back to Junction and fight him for the final time at this point in the game. Oof.
Yep, this is kind of like midpoint of the game where like Cloud Kingdom would be in Odyssey, or I don't know. I play too much Odyssey. I don't have other references.
Yeah, all our references are Odyssey based, but that is a pretty good reference. Cloud Kingdom for Odyssey is like the first boss fight, whereas like, oh, he did hit his enemy there. I'm seeing the replay on the GDQ stream.
Nice. NPCs helping us out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, this is where you're going to see a lot of walls. He's trying to actually attack us with them.
What?
But this part is just chasing him for a while. We're going to get a few hits in here, and then he's going to go on top of this big mound that's actually a giant, like, drill.
This is his machine. This is what lowered Ingot Isle down from the surface into the cave-in, and it's just been going down through the planet now, trying to get to the Banandium route.
This is also what's been making... I think it's what made the tunnels that we've been falling through, too. I'm not 100% sure on that.
You know, that would make sense. I've never thought about it that hard.
Yeah, but we just got to destroy these 3 little triggers here that'll make him vulnerable.
Oh!
Gotta go smack.
Oh no, the way
In the
apple
cutscene.
Had that
That's
apple juice.
unfortunate.
What the heck?
Yeah, lucky that you had it. We can get another one later on. You need that for, or you want that for Feast, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where another one is. To be honest.
I know where another one is. I can easily direct you to it.
Okay, the only other
keep
one
heading on for now.
Surface.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's
One we can get
little-
in Radiance.
And we're doing a quick little barrel skip here. Just use the ostrich to fly out. It saves like 5 seconds instead of taking the barrel. Because the barrel shoots us all the way to the center before we fall. But we just need the edge.
I've done the box jump
Falling in the air.
very infrequently.
Yeah, there is a way to do it without the ostrich. It's just... Ostrich is way more safe for like only a second time loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing that jump without Ostrich, you're cutting it a little close. It's not that bad, but it's definitely a lot easier, a lot more consistent with Ostrich. But now that we've finished the first main big boss fight with Void Kong, we're going to head to a little relaxing beach vacation.
It's my favorite layer.
It is a beautiful lair.
It's so chill.
We're in it for so long. It's such a good vacation.
Oh, yeah, it's a grueling lair. It's so long.
That's one thing I am sad about for the speed run, not gonna lie.
How is there a sun underground?
That is a good question.
You asked too many questions.
I honestly don't think it was ever explained in the game.
I don't
like
think it
they
should
never
be.
even said, "Hey, it's just like a light." Like,
Don't question the fractones. They made this area. Just accept it.
so right here we get a fairly specific angled throw on that guy because he makes the bridge that actually creates ore that when you grab it makes you float. And with just the right height and a perfect glide like this, Kirby can get up to this watermelon, which is actually our final destination, which normally you have to go around, activate some barrels or some ropes and climb up on top of, but we can just fly on up and get right in.
Yeah,
I've messed that up so much recently. I'm glad I hit it.
Nicely done. Perfect, honestly. Like, you didn't even clip on the bottom of it. You just went straight.
On the top of the watermelon, there's a switch that you can down punch on that'll break the whole thing apart, but obviously we don't need that. That little shark thingy in the beginning is called a trailphenoid, and he dropped that rainbow liftoff ore. Very useful in that layer.
Yeah, that rainbow ore is like, this is the first layer it shows up in. It's kind of like every layer they give you a few different ore types that have different properties, and this is the first time, other than the gold ore, that we really interact with the different properties of the ore types in the game.
So coming out of our
speed run,
relaxing beach vacation, we actually go into one of the harder layers here.
It's one of the sad-looking layers.
Very sad. Yeah, it's raining nonstop. This was my least favorite layer. It was dark and gloomy.
I might just be emo, but I love it.
I didn't like it because I was really bad at the speedrun in this area at first.
That's fair. This place is.
You didn't
rough,
like it because you were good at it?
It's fun.
I was bad at it at first.
Oh, you were bad at it. I was just like, I thought you said you were good. I'm just like, you're gonna hate on something for being good at it? That's weird.
Yeah, I was just too good. What can I say?
This is definitely a bit of a difficulty jump in the speed run compared to the rest of the run. Not because of anything like super specific. It's just all the terrain is a little weirder to move around.
Yeah, you bounce off
jumping where your camera's not pointing. Yeah, you bounce off a lot of things.
Slippery terrain,
uneven. Like
this is Sinister Blusterwing. A little bit different from previous layers with bosses. Instead of doing one fight with 3 phases, we're actually going to fight this boss 3 separate times with 1 phase each at the
we're just going to wail on
end
him
of this layer.
Yeah. The fight is knock him to the ground and just smash. I love it.
Hyrule layer, kind of. The terrain's kind of like that.
It does have a Hyrule vibe. It's got the right color scheme and everything.
A little bit.
Going for another record dupe here. This is for our 4th and technically only require Bonanza in the run.
Duping. Well, trying to.
Okay.
We are going to try and dupe. This is a 2 record dupe. So we only have to do it once. Or 2 record Bonanza. So we only have to dupe once.
Yeah.
But same as before, this is a frame perfect trip. So let's let Kirby focus in.
Oh, yeah, bouncing off like that. Please.
I believe me.
Oh. There we go.
There we go.
Nice.
2 successful dupes in the run.
Whew.
That's 3 for 3, actually.
Yeah, 3.
Two separate occasions, 3 total dupes. You're right.
Yeah.
True, yeah. Yeah, it depends on how you're looking at it, yeah.
Scoreboard.
So the cool thing about the Elephant Bonanza, we can use its trunk to actually store chunks. Since we're not doing any skill upgrades, it'll only hold 5 chunks at a time, but it can hold any terrain, which is going to be really, really helpful at the end of the game as well, when we can hold gold or explosive ore. But we are going to need this power up for one thing and one thing only, and that is to get a key in about 20 seconds. Technically speaking, you do not need to use any more Bonanzas from this point to the end of the run. But we're going to use them for speed.
Yeah, Elephant is one that probably won't be taken out of the game for a while, just because there's a hard trigger that requires it. Like, there's a key in a tornado that we use the elephant's trunk to suck it out of, and people have actually managed to get into the tornado and like physically have their model completely overlap the key, and it still doesn't trigger. It only triggers off of being sucked out.
We've also had people find ways to clip out of bounds and get past the cage that the key would unlock. And they have made it there, but there's more death planes underneath and all around, so probably not possible with our current knowledge.
They littered out of bounds with death planes in this game, and we still figured out how to get around a lot of them, but there's some that it's just like, it's like 15 layers of overlapping death planes, and it's like, you're not getting through that.
Yeah, there's a trick later on where we clip out of bounds, and not only do we have to thread the needle between vertically between 2 planes, you then right after have to skip horizontally between 2 more death planes.
You hit the goo that he put out whenever he was attacking, but like you somehow slid off of him onto it. Yeah, it was under him for sure. Like,
yeah, that was very weird.
Check the tapes.
Ref, call it.
Yeah, thankfully dying doesn't cost too much time in this game unless you've traveled the far distance from where you want to be.
And luckily with the Elephant Bonanza, we can pick up, like I said, any terrain, including lava.
Yep.
I don't know how that hit
Right
him.
in the face. I'm sure he really appreciates that.
All right, I'm gonna steer clear of any of that lava.
Yeah, I saw that intentional jump there. You're like, stay the way or stay away.
Part 2 of Blusterwing complete. We got one more part on the final sublayer of Tempest. There's a lot of platforming in this area now. We're just going straight to the next boss fight. There's no more power-ups unlocked. There's no collectibles we need here. Just straight platforming.
Yep, straight platforming and a little bit of elephant trunk fun.
I'm doing left side.
What could be
Okay,
what
never
could be
mind
fun
then.
about an elephant's trunk? I don't know. Got
You're getting lift off for early, right?
I don't know if I should answer that
Nope.
question.
No, oh, okay.
I don't know that path. Sorry, I haven't practiced
No, that's
it.
fine. I just wasn't sure what route you were taking. So at the end here, we're going to see another instance of the liftoff ore that the game expects you to use. There is a Terravore that we have to open up before we can actually access the ore.
Yeah.
But we're almost there. One more island to get through. Just barely making it there and keeping our Bonanza. You might have noticed as the Bonanza power was kind of blinking there, Kirby switched back and forth between two power-ups and it refilled the meter and started over. So you can stay inside the Bonanza so long as you have enough gold to keep the meter full.
Yeah, you just got to switch back and forth.
A lot of quick swap.
We haven't been bringing it up, but a lot of times you'll see Kirby either smashing gold or throwing rocks at gold just to refill that meter as we're going. A lot of that's been pretty well optimized into the route. Like right there, we get that as we're getting these floatstone chunks.
Yeah, I probably should have pointed that out. Good call.
Yeah, no, we got it.
I will say the Switch 2 Procon makes speedrunning this game a lot easier because the game normally maps those power switches to the D-pad buttons left and right. So typically, if you'd want to switch between them, you got to take your thumb off the left stick, switch Bonanzas, and then start moving again. But with the Procon 2, you get two back buttons, ZL and ZR, and you can GL and GR.
GL and GR.
Yeah, that's it. And you can program them to any
crap.
button on the controller that you want. So it makes quick swaps very easy.
Yeah, that was actually the whole reason I bought my Procon 2.
I physically don't think I could speedrun this game without a Procon 2.
Honestly, same.
I have an
This quick swap
off-brand
is
one
important.
that has back switches.
As long as it's got back switches, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key.
And
This
that
one
right
has the
there is
sticks
the
that
end
don't
of
have,
Blusterwing.
They never get drift. That's really why I bought it.
Oh, the Hall effect sticks?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, no, before I got my Procon 2, I assigned, like, clicking the sticks in to change Bonanzas, and that, it was okay, but I was accidentally switching way too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
I turned that off every time I boot up the game. I was accidentally switching so often, it was a pain.
Yeah.
I still
I think when I ran this on GDQ once, I accidentally booted up my casual profile instead of speedrun and didn't have that setting turned off. And I didn't realize until like halfway through the run.
This is the area I told them that we could do a break if you need to.
Yeah, if you'll have announcements or
of course.
anything.
Is it right now? All right. I was told around the 50-minute mark. It must have come up earlier than anticipated. But yeah, we can do the break now if we would like. You want to get to the end of this tunnel here first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
At the end of this
falling
tunnel,
in.
and then we'll stop the timer. We'll pause the timer and then head on right here.
Right now, though, we gotta catch up to Boy.
Right, but this has been an absolutely amazing
Kirby's been
run
doing
thus
well this
far.
run.
Thank you for being here and for showing us off.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting me be here.
Kirby's been nailing it, other than, like, that early death to the spikies that just happen sometimes. Like, it's been solid tonight.
Yeah, it's been a really good run. Got all the clips so far, and we've got another one coming up right after the break.
Getting all the dupes, too. Like,
Or like
Yeah, that I was happy with.
2 minutes
Thank
after
you.
the break, I guess.
Yeah. All right. And once you're out, you can pause your game and then we'll pause the timer in
Okay.
3. Or let
There
me
we
do
go.
3, 2, 1, pause. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. And folks, as a small thing we do here on GDQ Hotfix, whenever we do longer runs such as these, an hour and 40 minutes, we're going to be taking a bit of a wellness break so you can get up and stretch and make sure that you are enjoying yourselves tonight while you're watching this episode of Perilous Paths. So please stay tuned. We will be right back for the second half of Donkey Kong Bananza. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Osborne. I hope you all are having a wonderful Monday night here. This is another episode of Perilous Paths. I hope you all are having a wonderful night. And we unfortunately could not have Cutie here with us today for hosting this episode. He is on vacation, but I am going to be your host for this wonderful episode all night as well. But thank you so much to Cutie for letting me sub in here. I will say you're going to have a bit of a change of schedule for the second run that we're going to be seeing here after this. You might have noticed that between the beginning of the episode and now, but don't worry, the show will still be on. But with that being said, enough of my yapping. We're going to go into the second half of this amazing run here by Kirby of Donkey Kong Bananza. So please, Kirby, take it away.
All right. Are we going to restart the timer?
The timer is paused right now. Yeah, just give us a 3, 2, 1, and we'll resume it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect.
And we're about to do the first out of bounds clip that was actually added to any category, I think.
Yes, I'm pretty sure this is the first known clip ever found in this game. And it's a little finicky, but you actually don't need an extra chunk for this. You just get to throw Donkey Kong at a wall until he makes it out.
Yeah.
And Nintendo was nice enough to give us some cute angled terrain.
And you can see how glitchy his model looks there.
When you see him pop up like that, he makes it out of bounds. We just need to like punch for it.
Is he good?
DK needs some meds. There we go.
There it is. So landfill layer is a layer where the game expects you to just dig down through dirt all the way down to the bottom of the layer where the boss fight is. But if you're out of bounds, you can just fall in the void and then clip right back in bounds when you're at the right height.
Yep. Before this clip was found, it was like 2 minutes. It was like 2 minutes of just digging with the elephant trunk. You just went trunk mode and absorbed your way through.
Landed a little high.
There we go.
Yeah.
Getting back in bounds can be a little bit finicky. Sometimes it gets you stuck kind of against the terrain and the wall in a spot where your punches don't fully connect with more terrain to destroy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, they just hit like the invisible wall basically and not the terrain. But then once we get back in, it's just a simple punch down the middle for a little bit. There's some death planes that keeps us from actually coming all the way to the bottom while we're out of bounds. That's why we have to clip back in a little early.
And we're at the boss.
Guy again.
Our second fight with Pika Bruiser, Grumpy Kong bringing him back from the lagoon layer, but it's even easier this time because the elephant could just suck up all of his terrain.
This game has a habit of making the second version of each boss easier to fight. I don't know why exactly, but
I don't know how they managed to do that.
It's just because we have more abilities available each time that we fight them, and I'm sure Nintendo thought of some of them, but also they were like, this would be cool if the player did it and they'd enjoy it, and we do, so they left it.
Nice. It worked.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Sponsor us, Nintendo.
We're coming up on our first minigame layer. I think only minigame layer. This is the racing layer. And this is where we said earlier there's a big skip. You can just completely skip the whole minigame. And when we're in the tunnel to exit that, Pauline will call out some of our little shenanigans.
Yeah, this is another place where you can tell Nintendo definitely intended for players to have a lot of freedom. It's one recurring theme throughout this game is if you think you can get somewhere, you probably can. So go ahead and try.
Yeah.
It's a nice mix of Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. You can explore anything. You can climb pretty much anything.
And there's all kinds of ways to solve most challenges.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to cheese things in this game.
It's honestly, it's one of the better sandbox games I've played out there. And I don't think it was intending to necessarily be a sandbox game.
You can see it, you can probably punch it.
That's a good, yes. I like that.
Unfortunately, we are skipping the only cameos from Diddy, Dixie, and Rambi right here. But they do exist. You guys want to go say hi to them, go get Donkey Kong Bananza for yourself.
We'll jump over them a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll breeze past
them.
You
can say hi to them yourselves. You might get to see one of my favorite glitches in the game where Dixie just kind of like phases out of existence slowly.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't even have to do anything special. There's just every now and then after a race, whenever you come out, Dixie will like slowly like fall through the ground and then she's just gone.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
So right now we're floating up to the top of this trophy here. If you were to actually complete the race legitimately, a barrel would pop up that just launches you all the way from the start at spawn to the top of this, where we can destroy the snake and move on to the next layer. But the game just lets you climb to the top of the trophy at any time because you have full freedom of exploration in this game.
Even without the very conveniently placed floatstone, you can literally just climb up the side of the trophy. It's kind of silly.
We beat the race.
Yay.
With a 0-second time, we did it.
So here's where
It
Pauline
took
will
some
call
hard
out
work.
shenanigans. Pay attention to those subtitles.
Yeah, some custom dialogue for skipping that.
Do we get subtitles? Are there no subtitles?
Oh, I guess not.
Okay. Well, she says, hey, DK, don't you think we should go back and try that race?
And we never go back.
She's like, that would be really fun, wouldn't it?
No.
Sudai and I don't have game audio, so we unfortunately did not get to hear her say that.
Yeah.
Oh, is audio not going through?
Okay. No, but that's okay.
That's typical sometimes on Discord. It's fine.
Yeah. I've played this game enough I can hear it without having the audio.
True.
It's fair.
There's one moment I'm waiting to call out. Actually, it's coming up in this layer. We're now in the Radiance layer. This is where we're going to get our 5th and final Bonanza power-up. That is the Snake Bonanza, which has, it basically uses its tail as a big coil, and it gives you, like, springy jumps.
I'm interested in seeing what Donkey
Everybody's
Kong looks
favorite.
like as a snake.
He's a very buff snake.
All of his forms are very unique for sure.
I don't know if y'all have stared at the Kong Bonanza form enough, but he is caked up.
Don't look below the waist on Kong Bananza is all we're saying.
No, definitely look below the waist, especially when we get to the core.
Yeah, when we get on the rails,
Yeah.
give me sand.
So now we're going to try our final record dupe of the run. This is where there's 4 record pieces, and hopefully we only have to grab one of them. The 4th and final record here, if you don't get the dupe, is extremely far away. So it's a little bit slow. But we're going to drop down this tower for what the game considers to be the final piece, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, because we have to grab them in a certain order. Like, if you grab the wrong piece and try to dupe with it, it'll be in the wrong slot. So it just won't dupe, basically.
Yeah, the game has set slots for each disc, or each part of the disc. So they're pretty much numbered internally 1 through 3, 1 through 4, however many there are. So if you get the last disc in the set and you dupe that, it'll kind of, it's not actually technically duplicating the disc. Oh, another perfect one. Very nice.
Nice.
Right?
Technically, what it is doing is warping the other disc
5 for
part to where
5.
you are.
Oh,
One more.
Holding my breath.
DK, please.
One more for a perfect dupe.
Oh my god.
Close.
That's okay. Just one more disc.
Every single dupe successful except for one. That is very impressive.
This one I have to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that one. You have to get the far off one.
Yeah.
5 out of 6 is really good.
That is. Yeah.
Very
All right,
impressive.
I'm going to try the tech here too.
Oh,
luck.
yeah, okay. So there is some cool tech here. If you don't touch the ground on this side, you grab the disc and fall off the platform with it before touching the ground. Your safe spot is actually saved back where you came from, and using a balloon, you can go all the way back and save some massive time. That was a very impressive trick.
Nice. Yeah,
Very
that's a very
nice.
good backup. That's a hard one to do.
Yeah, that is very hard, making sure you don't land on any of the actual terrain there.
Yeah, anything that's like dislodged you can land on, because the game doesn't count it as safe terrain because it could move at any point. But if
Right.
you land anywhere that's solid, it resets your position.
You know, if there was ever going to be a time to miss the record dupe, that was the most impressive way to miss it, because you got to show off a really cool other trick.
I
All
agree.
part
I'm
of the
glad we
plan.
missed the last one.
So now we have our final bonanza. We have the snake, all 5 bonanzas in our possession. And we are going to drop down a couple layers. We have 2 boss fights to do in this layer. And actually, both of them are henchmen. We're going to get the Poppy Kong boss fight, which is the one we did back in Freezer layer. And we're going to fight Grumpy Kong again, the boss fight we did back in Canyon layer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elder.
Yeah, that's going to be, I think, the last time we fight both of them, right?
Yes. In the main game, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Kirby, if you did want that extra apple juice, it is on the side of this tunnel as you go down. It's near the top. There's just a box.
Side of this tunnel?
Yeah. As you drop down, there'll be a little circular path. It's near the top. It's right across from the side that you're going to fall down from.
So it's in the tunnel?
Yeah. You'll see right as you fall, there's a little path on the side there. See it? Right there.
To the left.
Okay, that's fine. Didn't get it. It was just an optional backup.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah, we'll still be able to get the important one in surface. Having one for surfaces. Nice.
Yeah, it's very nice to have the backup there. So you'll notice Radiance Layer is a little dark. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to climb this giant tower here where the game expects you to learn how to use the Snake Bonanza. It's a little bit of a tutorial area. We are using Snake here because typically we don't have it in any percent, but it does make things a little bit easier and faster. We're not going to go all the way around the tunnel. We are going to skip as much as humanly possible here and straight up to the top.
Believe it or not, the speedrun without Snake looks like very similar like pathing, just the jumps are a lot more complicated.
Yeah, the jumps are tighter. A lot of chunk jumps with those AFATs we were talking about earlier. And now it is time to turn the sun on.
Shining ore down. If you notice, he got a little bit extra in his trunk than just what we needed for up here, and that's because we want to bring some of that shining ore to a different part of the layer where we can use it instead of having to destroy something to let the sun through. We can just use that.
Yeah, now I need to not die ever.
Yes,
Yeah,
not
if
lose
he
your
dies,
phone.
he loses those chunks.
So we're coming up on the Poppy Kong boss fight here. Another easy fight, but I actually have something cool to say here. This is my one claim to fame with this game. After this boss fight ends, when you're talking to Poppy Kong in her kind of gibberish voice lines, I believe
you say your name?
she clearly says the name Karate Man. So I think I'm in this game. I pointed out to you guys more closely, but like I said, I can't hear the in-game audio. So just when we're talking to Poppy Kong right after this fight, listen very closely to the dialogue she says.
I'm listening.
This is how we know the Odyssey devs are a fan of you.
It's not.
There it is.
It was like right there, Karate Man. That's not the only funny voice line she has. She's got another one coming up in the next layer.
She's got some great.
Yeah, I like the groove one.
We were also supposed to use Snake for that fight, but if you notice, he didn't. She's supposed to move so fast that you have to use Snake's slow down time ability, which we actually never use at all in the speedrun because we want to go fast, not slow.
I forgot that ability existed.
I know, right? I kind of forget sometimes
Wait,
too.
Kirby, do you use that power in the final fight for this?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, okay, I guess that power is just never used.
No, at one point in any percent, it was being used to hit certain cycles on the final fight, but then we just figured out faster ways to do damage.
Right, okay. So this is one of those instances we're going to use some of those extra glowstone ores. We're going to pull it out the elephant trunk here and just drop down and do a little puzzle with light there. You're supposed to destroy some blocks and make it so that the shadows and the light line up in the right way. But we're just going to drop down to the final boss fight of this layer with Grumpy Kong.
Yeah, the whole gimmick of this layer is supposed to be snake jumps, and then there's also a dark and light mechanic where there's ores that respond to either darkness or light, and so you use that to get through certain things. And you'll see some of that in this boss fight too. We need to open up the light, and then it's just like the other Grumpy Kong fight other than that.
It is a unique puzzle mechanic. So right there, we couldn't actually start to deal damage to... Oh, little fall. Couldn't deal damage to Grumpy Kong until the ceiling was open there, so light can spill in.
I fell through his
right
shoulder.
there is the end of Radiance.
Yeah, you clipped through him. That was pretty great, and you made it back up to perfectly not lose time. Too. Yeah. That was pretty great.
So something we just missed there in the cutscenes we skipped. We actually just got locked up in jail. Donkey Kong and Pauline are separated. Pauline's back in her Odd Rock form, not of her own free will.
Eaten.
And we need to break out of jail, so we're actually going to be doing another out of bounds clip. There's two coming up in this layer. One that's easy, one that's very hard. This one here is called Jailbreak.
Yeah, this was the second set of clips found. This one right here was found first, and then people found a way to clip through a few other places in this layer until so in this layer you have to go down 3 hallways and activate 3 checkpoints. And people were trying to
very forgiving.
Never mind, it works.
Very forgiving clip.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that was an easy one. That did not look easy.
That was the easy one, yes.
I see.
So So there's 2 other clips to get through the first 2 hallways that are pretty easy here, and then it took a long time for us to get a setup for the 3rd one, and I was actually working on that setup personally a lot, so this one's personal to me. But this next clip is very difficult, has a few different possible setups, and you'll see Kirby actually getting this checkpoint, because even once we get the out of bounds clip, it's very possible to just die as you do it.
Yeah.
And getting
a lot of death planes
saves us a lot of time.
Basically, the story premise of this area is the Fractones want you to bring their music back, so you have to collect like the beat, the melody, the harmony. I think those are the 3 different parts. But the game never checks if you get the first 2. The game only checks if you get the last one. So we're gonna clip into that final area with a clip known as Chicken Jockey Clip.
Got it.
And Kirby gets it first try. No doubt.
Let's go.
Why it's named
That's
Chicken
very
Jockey
easy
Clip?
to do.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
So for that one, if you climb up at the wrong speed, at the wrong angle, if you walk off at the wrong speed or the wrong angle, you just die. And
Yep.
it's so finicky. It's just so
Ooh,
finicky.
tight. Nice. Just barely made it in there.
Yeah.
So we're bringing back the melody here. This will bring back the full beat, and we will bring about the Harmonial who swallowed Oddrock. We have to go rescue Oddrock.
Yeah.
You're also supposed to learn that both you and Poppy Kong got locked up in this jail, so you kind of become friendly. She's kind of indifferent towards you, but she does end up ditching the bosses and offering you some help. So we'll take it where we can get it.
It's the bare minimum.
That's in the whole... yeah. It's in the whole story sequence we skip whenever we do that first out of bounds clip here. But she kind of helps get us out, and then... yeah.
Those little harp switches that Kirby's been hitting, those switch 2 pieces of terrain in this layer from gold to the bouncy green stuff. I don't know what that's called, but it's indestructible.
Yeah, it's indestructible bounty.
Yeah, I just call it bouncy green stuff.
Keys.
Yeah, that's probably what it's named internally, honestly.
Or Jello, maybe.
Another fantastic voice line coming up from Poppy Kong here. Definitely want to listen to the cutscene after this. One more. We gotta slap some Kong chest first.
We do that a lot in this game. DK likes bounty.
Yeah.
He really does.
I like that before you have any bonanzas, you can still pound your chest. It's just...
It's just who he is.
Actually, Wonder Yoshi is right. I think it is just called rubber.
Oh, it might be rubber. Yeah.
Bouncy stuff.
Here's that great voice line.
Bananas?
Bananas.
I don't know why it's so good. Just the way she says it, yeah.
It's just too funny. The inflection's too funny. All right, into the Harmonial we go to rescue Oddrock.
I don't know if this is the best plan, but
It's a plan.
DK makes it work.
yeah.
If it works, it's good enough, right?
I mean, that's what.
Okay, so here,
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
so for this fight, we have to destroy each of the 4 little wings sticking off of it to save Oddrock, and to do that, we have to hit we have to destroy enough terrain on each of them, and usually it takes 2 hits per.
Oh, nice.
Which Kirby got it really well there. He got a single hit on each and then a double hit on the
Yeah.
last 2.
Optimal ending.
That was very nice. It was a clean fight.
And split.
I was going to explain the fail states, but I don't have to now.
We are making our way towards the end of this game. We're actually kind of almost there. We're entering Feast Layer now, which is the last sort of regular level, I'll say.
Yeah, and we're going to gather some salts early here, because that's going to be a helpful tool for later.
DK, please.
Helpful tool for later. What's that a reference to?
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, baby.
I know I knew it, but I couldn't place my finger on it.
Come inside. It's fun inside.
Yes. But yeah, this is going to be another layer where we fight a few bosses and then we get to clip out of bounds again. This is going to have the more difficult out of bounds clip for us, but we have Mad Mixer to fight again before that.
Yeah, so typically in the any percent speedruns for this level, we skip everything there is to do on this top layer. What the game expects you to do is find 5 burger switches, activate all of them to spawn in a giant Banandium burger, and then there's a stake at the top you can break to fall down the tunnel to the sub layer on Feast. But we're not going to do any of that. We are not going to activate any of the buttons. However, we do have to fight Mad Mixer. Mad Mixer, after you fight him, he spawns in one of the buttons. Like I said, we don't have to hit the button, but we do have to fight Mad Mixer. So after this fight, you're going to see some very cool clips known as Mix Skip. And then, we've got a hell of a boss fight coming up.
Yeah, it's called Mix Skip.
Like a McDonald's branded skip?
Exactly.
Yes.
We're skipping the Banandium burger, so it's Mix Skip.
Yeah,
not
because the whole
sponsored
point of
by
this layer
McDonald's.
is making a giant layer tall burger. Like, I'm talking like
Oh, I
giant.
missed.
Yeah, it's massive.
I see.
Also not sponsored, but if they want to, you know.
Yeah.
McDonald's, get on
Some
it.
golden arches up. And so this is pretty much
Oh, one health.
fight
I
before,
missed.
Except, oh, that's painful. Yeah, this one has the layers custom, or not custom, but like featured material on it, which is that like yellowish goo you see, and that can only be destroyed by salt when
muck.
salt at the little nubs on them. Yeah, the muck. And so we're definitely just trying to avoid throwing the explosives at that,
Two.
but sometimes they do. But now we're gonna go do Mix Skip. That's gonna be right down here. I think I'll let Karate Man explain this because he definitely knows it better than me.
So Mix Skip
Yeah,
is
we've done it
one of
before.
the most challenging out of bounds clips we have. It's set up the same way as some of the others with that acute angle, just throwing the chunk of terrain, the specific size chunk of terrain, at a very specific point on the wall. But that's not the hard part. It's pretty easy to get out of bounds here. The hard part is navigating out of bounds, because what you're going to see in this section, there's a little circular vertical tube that we're going to be falling down. On the right side of the tube, inbounds and out of bounds, there is an oil field, which kind of acts like lava. If you touch it, it's going to burn you. And on the left side, if you fall into the actual tunnel, there's a death plane if you come from the outside to it, or if you get into it too early, because that tunnel is supposed to be tied to the Banandium burger that we did not spawn. So not only do you have to get yourself out of bounds, you have to navigate between the two vertical death planes, and then after you thread the needle right there like Kirby did, you have to thread the needle between two horizontal death planes, both above and below you. But Kirby makes it first
Let's
try,
go.
going straight down to the Muckety Muck boss fight.
He even
That
timed it with
is
the commentary
beautiful.
perfectly.
That, you gotta clip that. That was too perfect.
That's peak cinema right there.
Oh, going
Absolute
all the way
cinema.
out of bounds to the boss fight.
I'm
Not
going
even
all the
clipping
way.
back in bounds for extra salt. We don't need it. We got the salt earlier. We are ready for the muck strats.
That's why we got that special tool earlier, and that's why we also got the Bonanza duration skill up earlier, so we'd have enough fight time to be able to make it there.
I'm blanking on the name of this strat. Does anybody remember what it's called?
Muck Tua.
Muck
what
Tua,
this is
that's
called.
it.
I don't know how to get a skip between them.
This is Muck.
We had some,
No.
we had some
unfortunately
very
missed it
Gen
there.
Z names for the tricks in this game. I'll just put it that way.
So basically what you just saw there between phase 1 and 2 of this fight, Muckety Muck jumped from one side to the other in a cutscene, and this cutscene takes quite a while to play out. So if you are able to destroy the muck around him and get your hits in fast enough and use the elephant to spawn another salt ball and touch the floating muck before he jumps away, you can kind of stun lock him, skip those extra cutscenes, and just destroy him in one phase. It's a very hard, it's a very questionable name for a strategy, because all the strategies in this game have questionable names. But unfortunately, if you
just
do
say-
miss it, it's a little bit costly because it's so finicky to get rid of all the extra muck.
Yeah, it really is. It saves a ton of time just on cutscenes alone, and then just like it saves time on difficulty too. Because as you can see, he's got to weave these salt piles in between the falling muck and hit the right spot on the muck pile, like the main muck pile itself. Otherwise, the core doesn't get exposed, and we need the core exposed for us to be able to hit it again.
Yeah, and you can't
Stop
hit him when he's
moving.
jumping from side to side. You technically don't have to get rid of all of the muck. You just have to like expose a certain percentage of the core, that little yellow faceplate we've been seeing in every boss. If you expose that, then you can do the damage. But it's so finicky. This boss fight is extraordinarily annoying. Both
You won't stop moving.
Fine casually, but it's annoying. Very annoying speedrun
It's
wise.
pretty annoying casually. Holy, he did not want to.
Almost.
Kirby.
Yeah, he jumped like
No,
30
he just
times.
jumps around nonstop. There we go. Final phase down.
There we go. First try, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nice.
That was the
Very
spot I messaged you guys about. I was like, I'm worried I'm gonna mess this up.
To be
Yeah.
fair, it is a very, very hard strategy.
And you focus all your skill into mix skip anyway. You got that beautifully. So like, it's okay if we don't do this perfect.
That's where all the
That
time
is the end of
savings.
Feast. We have
Exactly.
just a little bit more before we make it to the core, but now we are heading to Forbidden Lair. We're going to have another encounter with our good old friend, Void Kong.
Void Kong? What? Is the Donkey Kong in void form?
No, Void Kong is the name of the main boss.
Yeah, that
No, I
was
know,
the guy
but
we
still,
fought.
I'm just making a joke about the name.
I wish there was a void farm.
I was really hoping we'd get like a Super Metroid style thing where it was just like an evil Donkey Kong.
That'd be cool.
Netscape.
Void form
That's a
makes
great
me
idea
think
for
of
Netscape.
Ben 10 when he turns into the ultimate alien that has to like
Yes.
discuss if he can use his powers every time.
Oh, that'd be great.
No, mind if I read out another announcement while we're going through this tunnel real quick?
Go for it.
Yeah, all these tunnels
Yeah,
are perfect
of course.
time.
That's a good chance.
I just wanted to say that SGDQ is coming up soon. Summer Games Done Quick 2026. We'll be live in Minneapolis, Minnesota from July 5th to 11th. Visit gdq.gg to learn more or register for the event. You can check out the schedule at gdq.gg/schedule. The current registration is open right now at $175. Early registration is closed, but if you still want to go, you can still register now with the late registration price. Just make sure that you do it before the event starts because it will raise again once the event itself begins. So if you want to go, please go register right now before seats are taken. But yeah, with that being said, back to the route. I am very interested as to what's going on here.
So this is Forbidden Lair. We're getting pretty close to the core. It's kind of a lair that was lore-wise built to lock the core off from the rest of the layers. And so you'll notice it's very hostile. There's not a lot of ground to stand on. They intend for you to use a lot of your abilities here and go to each island. We're going to skip.
We're just gonna fly over it.
They actually
Yeah,
expect you to
we're
pay a lot of money here. So there are security tones or securitones. These blue creatures have a giant gray variant. And the one here on the left that we're not going to talk to, and we're definitely not going to pay any money to, wants to charge you 10,000 gold to unlock the next section.
Yes. When you can just do this.
Yeah, they try to blackmail us.
Yeah, I choose flying across.
They tried to shoot
We
me.
get one of my favorite pieces of terrain here. It just looks cool. The giant cement wall blocking the core from the
Ah, it didn't break it.
an area. Yeah, normally if you hit the gold into the cement, it'll break it instantly. And then if we grab a piece of cement here, we can break each wall instantly. Otherwise, it takes a few punches per wall.
Concrete, not cement. Concrete can break
Oh, yeah,
concrete.
concrete, my bad.
And gold and boom ore both act as explosives in this game, so they're super useful. But there it is, the Banandium root. We have made it to the core.
Let's go.
The golden
Golden
core.
core.
Here we are. Obviously,
And we have
not
to
be
fight
that easy.
Void Kong.
You can't just grab the core. You gotta fight Void Kong for it. So as you can see, there's terrain just spawning out of thin air here. If you had actually paid the securitones earlier in the level, it would have spawned in these boxes where terrain spawns in when you throw it. And you would have, had a chance to learn how this ability works, this brand new ability that was just introduced. But instead, we get to learn about it inside the boss fight.
There we go.
Yeah, and basically anything you throw inside of this like blue grid looking thing that we're about to walk out of will create a trail behind it. And it's a neat little mechanic, but I think that's the only time we see it in the speed run.
I think so. Yeah.
Coming up on one of the laggy parts of this game, there's a lava terrain spawned everywhere.
Way.
Little enemy balls, walls spawning out. It gets very, very laggy in this section.
Yeah, it is the game here, not your internet or the stream, we promise.
Gonna avoid some of that lava there. One more thing to open.
Oof. Same Void Kong.
Yeah, this part gets really scary because this is the point of the game where if you mess up once, we take enough damage to just kind of die.
Yeah, we haven't upgraded health at all. There are health upgrades you can do, but at this point in the game, everything one-shots you. And that's the Void Kong fight. We did it. That's the final fight.
Did anyone say why we didn't want to
I
sing?
think that's
Oh, no. Void Kong wants Pauline to use her powers to activate the Banandium root, which she didn't until Donkey Kong got trapped there in that cutscene, and she was forced to use her singing abilities. But because she did that, Void Kong's no longer in the picture, and we miss a giant reveal cutscene that shows the true boss of this game.
That's okay. We'll see the statue.
We'll see it. We'll see it.
Well, yeah, we'll see the statue unless they already
See
saw the
Bowser
text on
soon.
screen and the image on the loading screen that spoiled it. But yes, we do have a twist reveal. Void Kong was not the final boss. He thinks he was, but he's not anymore.
Yeah, actually, I don't think we ever brought it up at the beginning. This was the reason he kidnapped Pauline and turned her into Oddrock in the first place. She was the only one that had the power to awaken this Banandium core in the first place.
Yeah, so she's been in his, not in his control, but he's been trying to use her power the entire game. One more super long tunnel, and now we are officially in
It's dark in this tunnel
the
for so
core.
long.
It really is.
It's a very long tunnel. The end of Feast and the end of Forbidden are the two longest tunnels.
Also, don't try to pause skip here. I think I just fall down. There we go.
Yeah.
After you do mix skip, you don't have to pause skip. It messes up the intro cutscenes for every layer after we do a certain skip.
Yes.
I can't
Typically,
remember which is-
every time you enter a layer, there's supposed to be a cutscene that shows you like the layer name. But because you never did the
a giant
5
statue,
burger
by the way.
switches in Feast layer and we skipped that, the game actually kind of doesn't handle that sequence break super well. So a couple of cutscenes later on are just missing.
Oh,
And for anyone that missed the statue, we had a nice pop-up letting us know.
Yes, King K. Rool is here. He's got a nice little cameo in this game. He's finally back after like 30 years.
And somehow this layer is like, his army was here in this layer, even though he was like the plug blocking this layer. And so they built a giant gold statue of him at the beginning that we passed up. You'll see other references to K. Rool throughout, but they've kind of fortified this place. So we got a little bit of a gauntlet to go through before we get to the end.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if you wanted to
literally
see
any
Kong
of the
peeked
enemies-
up,
Yeah.
there it
They made
is.
these mine carts the perfect size. There's no way you can tell me they didn't do that on purpose.
his cheeks be sticking out of the card a little bit.
And we'll do a cheeky little skip here. You're supposed to wait on this moving platform, but no one likes an auto scroller in this
Nope.
game, so
of course not.
So if you
You
notice
do-
the look of any of the enemies throughout the earlier parts in the game where they were those gold skeletons, those were actually the skeletons of the Kremlin crew from King K. Rool, but Void Kong was reanimating them with terrain. And we had to fight all of them from the undead versions.
yeah, and you had them covered in gold to kind of manipulate them. So now we'll get to see the actual Kremlins now.
But yeah, the
Yeah.
core is a bunch of small platforming sections. So we already got through one that was like the auto scroller section. This one, it's trying to teach you to use the ore that switches from top to bottom when you hit it, or pink to blue switches. But we can just jump past all of this, whether you have Bonanza power-ups or not. It's very easy to skip past all that.
Very,
Yeah, it's kind of just like a, do you remember how to use your abilities gauntlet? Here's everything you've seen before.
The classic final training montage section.
Exactly.
And we got another little skip here. We're going to jump off this watermelon. And since we have snake form, we can actually jump straight over the top here. Normally, in any percent, they jump around the edge. But instead of going through this like very thorny maze that we'd have to drop through and
Just go
navigate
above it.
around and do all that, yeah, we just skip it.
Yeah,
Who needs
the
it?
dev intended path there's those switches that you can down punch onto that kind of explode the terrain in front of you. There's like 4 or 5 of those in a row, but every time you activate one, there's a small little explosion cutscene, so it's super slow.
we don't have time for that.
But coming up on our first boss fight of the layer, this layer, we kind of break it up in I'd say 3 different ways. The first one is all of the gauntlets coming up to this first boss fight, which is a refight with Stomp and Clomper. And then later on, right before the final boss fight of the layer with King K. Rool, there's going to be a whole gauntlet of enemies we have to go through. So it's like 2 to 3 enemies at a time, and there's like 7 rounds.
Yeah.
But
That's
here
fine
is
level stuff.
here's Stomp and Clomper
This guy again.
V2.
And of course, in standard practice, it's kind of an easier fight than the first version. You just got to watch out for the lava on the ground. If you can avoid that,
Yeah.
not too bad.
Phase 2, can we see the high-tech strat? That is the high-techs! Almost, didn't explode fully.
Almost.
Almost.
Hightex is one of the well-known previous world record holders for this game who came up with that strategy of grabbing the gold on Stomp and Clomper's, what do you call that? Mohawk.
Mohawk.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Mohawk.
grab
just
the gold
grab
out of
his
his
mohawk
mohawk.
and slap him with it.
You slap him with his own hair, and then he explodes. So second section of mini gauntlet platforms.
That was the CJ skip, or so CJ says.
There's a CJ skip.
And so CJ says.
He just jumps off that ledge like perfectly in between the gold. And he called it the CJ skip.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
thread the needle.
Oh my gosh. It's like just a good line. I respect it though. Gotta take your claims where you can.
Exactly.
Hey, I took my Karate Man claim with Poppy Kong.
You're just part of the game.
I'm forever in the game.
And we can actually skip killing these guys, but there's nothing else to do here, so we just kind of do it.
I think the last
never
one's a
skip killing
problem
them.
sometimes, right?
So yeah, you can avoid throwing those bombs at all of them except the last one, but the last one you can just jump over.
Ah, gotcha. I just always chuck it at him.
Same.
And this section's really fun. You're supposed to yeah, exactly. Use the TNT barrel traps to break the gold walls for you.
This is the giant turf and surf section.
Yeah. And they set it up to where you got a nice metal chunk, so it never breaks on you. You can play around here a lot if you want to just have to casually. But for the speed run, of course, we'll just go straight through.
Yeah,
Ignore
most
it all,
chunks
yeah.
you can only surf on them for a certain amount of time before they lose terrain and just disappear entirely.
The
I
lag.
do think that rock also disappears, but it's a lot stronger, so it lasts the whole section.
Yeah, that's a very laggy area too, just because of all the explosions.
You can get a little
Yeah, I went to
bit of
do
health back
an
right here.
AFAD and I just pulled the chunk out from under me.
I think there's 2 pieces of health you can get back here.
Yeah, I think he can get back to full before.
I don't know about full. I think half a heart down. Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, no, this is I was
Close.
thinking that was an apple, but that's a red fossil. My bad.
That's a rare fossil. So here's that little Colosseum gauntlet we were talking about. There's going to be like 7 waves of a couple enemies here.
I can remember what order they're in.
Little stress for all of them. That's the hard part. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough remembering the order. I think, what, next is the birds?
No,
Oh,
birds is
no.
after
I've
this.
already got it wrong. Don't listen to me.
But generally, if we set up in the middle, we can react to most things pretty well.
Basically, it's just a bunch of pulling up chunks and throwing them immediately at the enemies.
I
There's
think this is the birds.
one section or 2 where we're actually going to need gold. But for the most part, you can just use any chunk.
Yeah, they get
yeah.
a spiky concrete, I think is what it is. It looks pretty different. You'll be able to
This is fire? Yeah.
This is lava, yep.
fire.
After lava, you'll get the 3 metal balls.
Hey, die.
Orbs is the only one we have
Yeah.
a special strat
Orbs,
for because they're normally annoying to kill. But if you
Yep.
can line yourself up in just the right spot here,
They'll just hit each
and
other.
just kind of jump over them, they take each other out.
Oh,
there's only
one
one yet.
survived.
So there's a couple ways to open up those rocks. You can either charge a full punch with Kong, you can hit one of the already damaged guys into another one, or you can get gold.
And then these are the spiky concrete guys I was talking about, where we need the gold.
This is the final wave of the gauntlet.
Oh, you're alive. Go away.
Eating up the naked guys.
There we go. Gauntlet complete. We are on our way to the final boss fight of Donkey Kong Bananza.
So
Go.
glad I don't die in that anymore. Dying in that fight is it wastes so much time.
Yeah, I've had quite a few good runs of just completely get wasted to dying on the second to last wave of that or something.
Same.
So this is the official core of the planet. I know this whole layer has been core, but this is the actual core we're coming up on now.
And then we get skipped the final rail, hilariously enough. You're supposed
jump
to run
over
a
it.
big circle around this. But yeah, with the tools they give us, you don't even need to do the extended glide. You can just get over there.
Yeah, a lot of things that look like they would damage you or have hitboxes just don't.
And then this is going to be the Mash Fest fight.
Oh my god, K-Rool?
Hero.
What? I totally didn't expect this.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of knocking back his balls like you do in most K-Rool fights.
Yes, he has a lot of projectiles that we're going to be hitting back at him, and then
Oh my god.
unfortunately missed that projectile. But there will be a lot of
Jeff.
spamming in between these phases here, just doing roll punches non-stop to kind of eat away at his health.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially, I thought he had like, when I played through casually, I thought he had way too much health, and it took like 40 minutes to kill him.
I agree.
But we figured out much better DPS methods since then, but it still takes a while.
Yes, it can still take a while. Even if you're not using Bonanzas, it can still take a while. Thankfully, Kong Bananza is very strong.
Actually, I'm just gonna...
So you see Kirby doing a couple early hits there before knocking this giant projectile back. That giant projectile only happens during certain phases of the fight. Optimally, we're only going to see it that one time, but it does take a large chunk of his health.
Isn't he supposed to shoot to the right?
I thought so. I was about to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a...
Wait, he was.
Yeah, I missed it. I must not have done enough damage or something. That's
Minus 500 gold doesn't matter. We don't need to worry about gold numbers.
Yeah, the gold doesn't matter. It's just the time at this point.
Wait, why did he shoot straight there? That was weird.
That was really weird, yeah.
Yeah, he shot it straight at you. What? That I've never seen that before.
I don't know.
Game's coded to act different during GDQ, clearly.
Nice hit, nice hit.
Yeah, you definitely got enough damage this time. It should shoot to the side now.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
I was waiting.
ignoring
I
the
was like
projectiles.
afraid.
I don't blame you. Okay, so we're back into this fight now. So normally you're supposed to punch the ball back at him to stun him and then punch him. But he doesn't stay stunned for very long, so we're actually better off just continue
Beating the crap out of him
while he's shooting. Yeah, just ignore the mechanics of the fight and just do damage.
There are also a couple of triggers we're trying to avoid with this fight. So if you knock a projectile back to him and you happen to knock his health down to either the second third or the last third of health, it'll knock him all the way back against the outer wall, and there's like extra little animations at play. And it loses a lot of time, so we're going to avoid hitting those projectiles back at certain phases. And K-Rool is down.
Oh, let's get our wish.
GG.
Get the wish.
We made it to the Banandium route.
Let's go.
This is it.
Wish for the surface.
Take us
Pauline
home.
and DK finally get to make
Should've
their
went for the
wishes.
bananas.
Ready, DK?
It's over.
Should have gone for the bananas, yeah.
It's so over.
Whew.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
Last time.
we have reached the credits.
Let's go.
The credits. They changed it to a payroll logo for the reveal.
GG.
I mean, he only got like one level to really shine. They kind of had to give him a moment in the credits, you know?
Yeah, I like how they set up the credits here.
Did they misspell credits there?
They
did.
There's a lot of extra K's in those credits.
They're just trying to
Yeah.
be cool.
Something's not right here.
GG, thank you, Kurt. Thank you, thank you.
Interesting.
What's going on?
Wait.
What?
Cutscene?
Is it not the end?
What?
Question mark?
K-Rool?
Huh?
Glitch?
Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we got the glitch. Oh my god.
Yo, post-game content?
Time lost.
This is that 1 in 1,000 glitch that I keep hearing about, right?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Feels like I get it every
when you
time.
get those
I don't know.
credits. The game just doesn't want to let you end.
I really am. That's why I'm not world record
K-Rool's in
holder.
love with you. It's the only reason.
But hey, we can see over on the right, we're actually making it up to the surface. So I guess our wish did come true.
Yeah, we're headed there.
True.
Only 1,200 sub levels away.
It's a lot faster than how we went down, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because you're falling straight down. Gravity's bringing you down. You're going to go down fast. But no, we're getting shot up to the surface even faster.
There's terminal velocity with gravity. When you got thrust at it, there ain't nothing.
How much farther? 900.
8.
You get a countdown
something.
going in chat. 800
can you
units
guys
to go.
Every layer.
Like on the
Every
side,
single
GDQ.
layer.
Who remembers
Something
what
like
layer was
GDQ
what?
kind of
What was
information
sub layer 700? We just passed it. Was that Tempest? I don't know.
I don't
That was
remember.
landfill.
That was Landfill? Okay, 600. There goes Tempest.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, did the walls look like the layers were passing?
they do. That's
oh, do
one
they
really
really?
neat thing is the walls change as you're going up.
I've never
Yeah, they
thought
do.
I never
about
noticed that. Oh yeah, I guess, is that Canyon? Yeah, we're in Canyon layer. Look at that.
Canyon.
Oh my god.
All the dirt.
How many?
They put a lot of attention into detail in this game. It's honestly
100 left?
very crazy.
Oh, the meter disappeared.
Now we don't know if we're close or not.
We're going back down to the core. Sorry, guys.
I
Certainly.
bet he's gonna come out here.
What makes you think that?
I just knew.
All right, obviously the game has not ended yet. We had a little auto scroller there, which is going to bring us to the twist reveal, true final level, and one of the greatest cameos I've ever seen in this game. We have officially made it back to the surface on the opposite side of the planet in New Donk City.
Woo!
That's right,
New
we got
Donk
a whole
City.
city as a cameo.
We're back home.
All of Metro Kingdom is here. Pauline is back home. Donkey Kong's trying to save the city because K. Rool just got the Banandium root and turned all of the city to Banandium mush. So we gotta take it back.
For those that don't know, K. Rool is Donkey Kong's ultimate rival because he hates bananas, but he loves rotten bananas. So he's trying to get all the bananas in the world to rot so he can have mush.
He loves rotten bananas.
And he's super narcissistic too, so he's gonna make a Banandium mush statue
Oh,
of
barely made
himself.
that.
Nice.
Little detour here for a little life up apple juice, just in case we take extra damage, because this
Yes.
final boss fight is very unforgiving, as you already saw at the first iteration of it.
Yeah, I don't think we covered it, but we've seen it. Whenever you have an apple juice in inventory, if you would die, the apple juice refills your health instead. It's kind of like a fairy from Zelda.
Yeah, pretty much.
And right now, we can carry one. If we got more upgrades, you could carry more, but we can carry one by default. So just having one for the final fight is just a little backup.
So the whole surface here is kind of like the core in a sense
Go.
that it wants you to platform through all these different sections and get a little use out of all of your power-ups along the way. It's a
I'm
little
not
bit shorter
doing
than
it.
the whole core gauntlet. But we skipped all of that to just climb straight up to here, which is pretty much the final section. Now we're going to get these bridges where you need to use the zebra. Very easy when you actually have the power-ups.
Yeah.
20% here, you would have only 2 power-ups to traverse this entire area. There's some very, very creative strategies, but we don't need those. We're just going to run straight to the final boss fight, K. Rool V2.
Woo, there he is.
I
And
like to call him
shoutouts.
Mushrool.
Mushroom.
There he is.
Shout out to the DK64 enjoyers. We do get a nice little throwback with the boxing ring arena here, even with the lights up above him.
That's really cool.
But now the power of the Banandium root has upgraded King K. Rool into his own Bonanza form, I suppose. We have the same fight as before, same mechanics, same kind of attack style, but his health is like tripled or something. There's a lot of health.
And he does this
And
transformation.
then he goes... Yeah, he will go into this transformation, so it makes all of his attacks... Like, they're the same patterns, they're just a little bit different. Like, a little bit stronger, have a little bit extra, like, mechanics to
That's
them.
what I'm
But overall, the idea is still the same. We're going to want to hit certain balls back at him to stun him, to skip certain phase changes. But otherwise, we're going to ignore the cannonballs and just punch him.
Oh, I almost got
Keep
that.
hitting him nonstop. You're just mashing the ZL button to roll and the Y button to punch, or YX, doesn't matter what button you're pressing. Just spam those punches relentlessly.
And so here we're going to hit another ball back. Oh, nice throw.
Thank you.
Done.
This is going to skip the
Oh,
first
he's lost his
transition.
gold.
Yeah, so we got his health down more than a third. Pauline should have said a voice line. We can't see
She
it with those
did.
subtitles, but when she says that voice line, that's how you know that you skip to the second phase, the second third of the fight, or the third phase of the fight. So we got that done successfully. We did not hit K. Rool back into the walls behind him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's okay.
Then sometimes we'll still try to hit balls back like here, just because there's so much stuff in the way.
Playing it safe a little bit.
Here to get
I didn't mean to do that.
Very, very easy to die in this fight. Nice.
But yeah, as you can see, as the fight goes on, there's more mush out. We can absorb that with the elephant or third gold. That had to turn it into gold, so it can't hurt us. But of course, in the speedrun, we're just trying to hit them as fast as we can. So this field's just going to get a little dangerous for us as we go.
Oh, I
And
got the
unfortunately, we are getting the super long attack here. We want to try and avoid this based on how much damage we can do to him, but I think because of that missed cycle, he did unfortunately go into this little phase here. So he's going to cover the entire arena in this Banandium mush, inducing even more lag. Then we have to get rid of these hands here. You just have to throw a gold ball at them, and it'll open up a path for you to get through. But after
They
those
also
pass
use more
you,
lag.
you still have to wait for King K. Rool to pop up out of the Banandium mush, and then you have to hit him to knock him out of the ground, and then he gets back in his sort of normal attack structure. But it's a very, very involved attack sequence. Kirby did get him out of the ground there, and we're going to be back on track now. He might clear out the arena a little bit for us here.
No. But
oh no, he's gonna do this
really.
attack. Okay, that's fine. This attack does massive damage. That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna knock him now.
It will knock him. We unfortunately. Well, will it?
Oh,
No. You're good.
It knocked him.
That's game.
The wall
That's
behind
time.
him. GG.
That's GG. That's a PB, I think.
That was a PB.
That
Yeah,
is
I'm
a
pretty
PB.
I have a 142, so that was perfect. Let's go.
Was it just me, or did he
Nice.
lose health ridiculously fast at the very end there?
He did.
I
did.
think I got him just past the 2/3 point before he was in that.
That was a perfect ending, Kirby.
And he takes more damage when you hit him after the big ball, but like usually it's not worth it. But like right there, there was a wall.
That instance,
so
is definitely worth it.
We hit him back for the transition, but since there was that gold wall behind him from the giant ball, he didn't actually.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Kurt.
Okay.
Yo,
Voice
it's an
crack.
incredibly awesome end to the run. Kirby, congrats on a brand new PB.
Thank you. Let's go. What was it? 141.28.
Nice.
Yes. That's what it was, RDA. But yeah, I want to give you all the moment to just shout out whatever you want to shout out. Give the folks at home some information on where they can find you. Just starting with you, Kirby, and then the commentators.
Okay. I'm Kirby9412. I stream on Twitch, YouTube. I play a lot of this. I've been doing a lot of random games lately, but I do really love speedrunning. And I also have I'll start Sudai Delphi.
Yeah, I'm Sudai or Sudai Delphi. Most of my social handles are Sudai Delphi. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, that kind of thing. I stream speedruns, challenge runs, just general gameplay through Nintendo content. But it's a lot of stuff like that. I got a YouTube channel that does a lot of challenge and speedrun content. And I'll throw it to Karate Man.
That's right. If you guys want to catch me, I also stream on YouTube, Twitch, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. You can find me at Karate Man on all platforms. Lately, I've been very involved with Mario Odyssey Randomizer, both doing weekly races on Fridays and assisting with the development of a little bit, working on the logic for that. So there's an in-progress randomizer coming out soon. If you guys want to catch more of that, definitely stop by my Twitch or YouTube channel at Karate Man on Fridays.
Can't wait for that.
Shout out to Karate Man. He's underplaying what he's doing for the randomizer right now. It's big, and anyone that's been looking for Mario Odyssey randomizer, which I know is a lot of people, it's potentially coming soon, y'all.
I just want to stress, I'm not the main developer. I'm just helping with the logic. This mod has been made by Secret Dev.
Secret Dev and Majora are the two main devs for it. They've been putting in a massive amount of work. It's incredible. Anyway, that's not Donkey Kong.
But thank you guys for having us. Kirby, thanks for the invite.
Thank you so much for letting us do this.
Yeah, it's happy to be on the couch. It's my first time being on anything GDQ.
Yeah, shout out to GDQ. Go watch the summer GDQ. You said July, what day?
SGDQ July 4th to the 12th.
5th. Yes.
Or 5th, right? I'm flying in on the 4th, my bad.
Shout out to Lesbian Percent coming up next, I'm pretty sure. Am I right on that?
Lesbian Percent.
It's true.
With Maiden Spell. Thank you so much to Kirby for that amazing run, and of course the Karate Man to that for the commentary. It does mean the world. I hope y'all enjoyed that
thank you
run
guys
as
so
much
much
as
for
I
being
enjoyed
here.
hosting it. Of course, and thank you all at home for watching that amazing run. We're going to be right back with Perilous Paths. We're going to see Lesbian Percent from Maiden and Spell, a wonderful game that you're going to be actually seeing at SGDQ by Railgun, who is also producer for the night. Railgun's filling in. We had a small change in the schedule, and so we're going to have that wonderful run by Railgun. And so we'll be right back.
Good luck on your run.
Hello, everyone. My name is Osborne, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday night. I am here hosting another episode of Perilous Paths. Of course, this is originally hosted by Cutie, who unfortunately could not be here because he's on vacation this week. So you're going to have me the whole night for Perilous Paths, and of course, also the scenic route right after this. So with that being said, we're going to go straight into our second run of Perilous Paths here. It was originally Castlevania Requiem Symphony of the Night, but unfortunately the runner could not make it. Had a very last minute conflict. So our wonderful producer for the night, Railgun, is ever so gracious and actually filled to this time right here with Maiden Spell, a run that they're going to be running at SGQ 2026 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Of course, you should check out the schedule again, !SGDQ for that. So with that being said, We're gonna go straight into it. It's Railcon with Maiden Spell lesbian %. I'm very interested in knowing what that means. So Ray, why don't you explain to me what that is?
Hello, you'll have to forgive me a second because I'm actually having to do the live transition while I talk to you. But lesbian % is sort of a category that I made up because there's a lot of individual stories here on Maiden Spell. And some of them unlock as you do things. And two of the characters, the hero Frost and the Royal Arcanist, are kind of adventuring partners. And we beat both of their stories. You get a bonus boss fight over here called the Maiden Spellbound that ends with a very emphatic hug. So I just called it lesbian % as a way to just do that whole storyline with these two characters and then the extra boss fight. We're going to go through this. This is a little scuffed because I have my laptop set up in the studio and I have the stream in front of me. We're going to do our best. We're filling some time because we had some last-minute schedule changes, But this at SGDQ, you'll be able to choose. Yeah, of course. It's fun. We're doing new things, and I hope everybody enjoys it. But at SGDQ, like you mentioned, there'll be a character bid war. So there'll be these two plus the other two you can choose from. But let's just get into it. Oh God, how am I going to do the timer? Can you do the timer for me, Hans?
Can we count down for you? All right, yeah, of course.
No, on the dashboard. You have the dashboard up.
Oh, you want the dashboard up? Okay, yeah, I'll bring that up here.
I didn't think about how I was going to run the timer.
Let me see here. All right, what tab is the timer on here?
It's on Stream Tech.
Stream Tech. Here you go. All right, beautiful. Count us down.
All right, timer's going to be offset. It's fine, but Oz is helping me out here. We're going to get started here in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, good luck and have fun.
Thank you very much. So the Maiden of the Hero Frost is a kind of close range fighter. This is a versus bullet hell fighter made by Minodev, the developer of Rabbit and Steel, which I think a lot of people are a lot more familiar with. And we're playing the story mode against AI, and what happens is we kind of play the versus fighter aspect, and then when they get down to the last hit of each life, they go into like a Toho-style spell card attack. And they get a health bar on the top right, this big circle around them is their entire hitbox, and I'm kind of trying to dodge around and do damage. For the Maiden of Frost, or I keep saying it, for Hero Frost, what she does is she's got this normal attack with her sword that sends out some bullets, and when you hold the focus button to slow you down, it actually tightens her pattern and makes her do a little more DPS. She has a dodge roll on her defensive ability, and then her special, and then her defensive ability is Stun Wave, which stuns the enemy in place but doesn't do damage. And if you can get the stun off, you can get a follow-up hit pretty nicely. For the hits in the top right, you can see the hearts is the number of hits. It turns into a star when they go into their spell card here, their Magnus, and then it gets replaced by the health bar. And then the number of cards is their number of lives. So this first boss in this story mode, she only has 2 lives. We're going to be moving past her pretty quickly. But we're going to be fighting a number of characters, and they get more lives and more difficult and more dangerous attacks as we go. So that was the Dreadworm Air. She's a lot of fun. And we're going to move on against the Lich of Flowers, who's very slow and very susceptible to the close-range combat of Hero Frost. Hero Frost, she's got the really high skill cap for speedrun, because what happens is when I tap the focus button to make her more high DPS attack come out more often, I can release it and re-tap it, because if I don't, my move speed is basically nothing, and I can allow you to try and still get some movement off while still getting the high DPS. And it's pretty difficult to do optimally, especially while trying to commentate. But we'll do our best. We're filling time. We're keeping hotfix running, making sure the stream doesn't crash while playing Maiden Spell.
Now remind me, you said you were, remind me of the specific category that you say you're doing at SGDQ and how that's different from this?
At SGDQ, it'll just be a single story character run, and there'll be a bid war for people to choose which of the 4 characters they want to see on stage.
Is there a bid war is there an option for the bid war that you hope wins?
I think Arcanist won last time I had it up, so somebody other than Arcanist, just so you can see somebody different, but I think that's about it.
Is there a
So-
specific story that you have any preference of playing personally?
I really like the boss fights, but those didn't get accepted as a donation incentive. So the Maiden Spellbound that we'll be doing at the end of this one is a lot of fun. I really like that one. As for like fun to play, probably Frost or Red Hood. Probably Red Hood's a lot of fun. She's like a kind of a setup sniper kind of deal. Arcanist just drops a lot of debuffs and literally throws the moon at you. And Sun Priestess is a very difficult but high DPS, like long-ranged, huge attack kind of thing.
Nice.
And you'll notice that I use my defensive a lot when we go into the Magnus fights because it actually does about 450 damage, and it deletes bullets. So you can use it as both offensive to kill the bosses quicker, but also to get you out of bad situations at the same time. And this is one of those games where I do a lot of bullet hell challenge runs. I don't really do a lot of speed runs, but to do a high score in this game, you just kill the enemies fast without taking hits. So the speed run and the score run in this game are the same thing. So it is a little bit easy to understand in that aspect. And of course, at SGDQ, I'm going to have two lovely people helping me commentate so I can focus a little bit more. It'll be a lot of fun. And Meekin and PT, Meekin runs the tournament with me. Well, he runs the tournament. She runs the tournament. I'm sorry, very distracted. And I help commentate. But it's a lot of fun because, you know, it is a versus bullet hell fighter, so we run a tournament of the versus mode every time. And a lot of people show up who have never seen the game before, and instead of it being like who's practiced the most, it's who can learn the game the fastest. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah. Do you typically get a high turnout for those tournaments?
Usually around 16 people, you know. Not a big tournament, but it's fun. We just adjust, you know, how many rounds based on how many people sign up. So Arcanist is trying to use her debuffs on us for this boss fight, and she messes up. I have the dialogue off because it's faster, but if you have the dialogue on, she goes, oops, because she made you bigger instead of smaller like she was trying to. And it actually, you know, makes this pattern rather difficult because it also makes your hitbox gigantic, as you can see that giant green donut in the center of my character. You can also tell when I'm focusing because it sends out those like circular waves away from my character, and it also turns my hitbox a solid color at the same time. So when I'm stutter stepping, you'll see both of those circles going out and my hitbox changing into solid color repeatedly. Against Arcanist, I like to try to stay vertical with her because she doesn't dodge as well that way for some reason. There's a lot of like learning the intricacies with the AI because you're trying to get through the fighter aspect as fast as you can to get into the spell cards, the Magnus attacks, so you can get through those as quickly as possible. And some of the AI have interesting quirks, like Arcanist just doesn't dodge very well horizontally, so you just want to try to stay lined up with her that way. But if you're at the top of the screen, she's going to drop a moon on your face, so it's a little bit challenging.
I'm curious, how did you get into this game, into speedrunning it?
Because of Meekin running the tournament, actually. I learned about it because of the tournament. And it was a lot of fun, and I was kind of looking for games to play, and I was like, I wonder what this game looks like in single player. I knew it had one, but I'd never played it. And I, you know, helped with the tournament a couple times at that point, and I booted it up, and I was like, hey, this is fun.
Maybe people seeing it on the schedule will have them show up to the tournament. I assume you're hosting it again at SGDQ?
Yeah, and it's actually going to be, the run is Wednesday morning, and the tournament is Wednesday night, so maybe.
Oh, very nice.
So currently this, like, red skull is chasing us, and if it touches us, it's really bad, so we're trying to do that pattern without letting it actually catch up to us. Somebody in chat is asking what this is. This is not like a Metroidvania. This is intended as like a bullet hell fighter, like a 1v1 fighter. We're just fighting against the AI in the story mode until for like a few hits on the fighter mode, and then we get into the boss fights for the last hit on each life. This is Depth's Secret, Amikin's favorite character because of Jellycat. If you don't know what Jellycat is, it's that blob that keeps flying at us and destroying bullets. Oh, got a little distracted and took too many hits. And when that happens, you just gotta start over. It's fine. I like to try to start with a point-blank stun wave on a lot of these enemies because they will often just get hit by it. But Depths likes to drop her attacks immediately, and she'll often trade with you, and you take a hit, and then she doesn't, so.
I'm seeing that some people are comparing this to like Toho or Rabbit and Steel. Would you say that those are fair comparisons to make?
Oh yeah, you can see the influence of this game in Rabbit and Steel because this came before Rabbit and Steel. And these boss fights, the Magnus attacks, really do feel like Toho spell cards. So it really is kind of a mixture of the two.
Yeah.
But this is the whole ability system that people are familiar with if they've played Rabbit and Steel. You have your primary attack, your secondary attack, you have your special, and you have your defensive. All of the characters have those 4 buttons, and you can hold focus to move a little bit slower and be able to dodge more easily. So the base combat system, it really is the same as Rabbit and Steel. It's just like what kind of a game they built around it. And then for Rabbit and Steel, they added more characters and kind of fleshed out classes. Some of the Rabbit and Steel characters are pretty similar to some of the like Maiden Spell characters, but you see them as like a starting point, and then they diverged offwards from there. We're going to see a lot of Frost today because she's the one who'll be fighting the boss fight after we do the second story. Right there you can see that I used the defensive for damage, but I was also in a bad spot, so I used it for the invulnerability at the same time. So just, you know, try to stay in close, because if you're far away, your bullet spread isn't going to be as accurate. You're going to miss some shots, lose some damage. That's why Frost really likes to live in close, and Depths is difficult because she punishes you when you're in close really hard. She has that, her special is that spread shot, which is like shotguns really up close. She's got these giant AoEs that spawn on top of her. She really doesn't want you to stay on top of her, and Frost wants to be on top of you to do damage, so she's really a little tricky, but we only have 2 more Magnus attacks on her, and then we're going to be moving on. I don't remember who's next. I think it's Red Hood. I'm bad at remembering the order of the characters in the story mode. I just remember who's last. Do you have anything you're looking forward to in SGDQ, Oz?
Oh, 100%. Me personally, I am actually really looking forward to watching the 120-star tasks, because I feel like that's been worked on for like the past however many years, like 10 years at this point, or it feels like. And that's gonna be on like the Saturday of. It's gonna be really, really good, I think.
Yeah.
1000%. And of course, I'm actually also gonna be commentating Isopod and SSX on the days before your run, and those are gonna be.
Oh, okay.
That's for sure. Are
That's
you commentating
Tuesday?
anything?
Not at the moment. Sometimes I get asked last minute, but nothing on the docket so far.
Fair. Yeah, SSX is Monday morning, and I know that Isopod is Tuesday. I'm also doing Manual Samuel for the Silly Block.
Manual Samuel is incredible.
And Sam is an actually amazing runner. What about you? Is there anything specific you're looking forward to outside of your own run?
It's really hard to think about the schedule right now, so I'm going to have to pass on that question. I'm sorry.
No, you're completely fine.
I was really trying to buy some time to make you talk.
No, you're completely fine. But yeah, folks, if you want to go to SDQ, the registration is open right now at $175 for late registration. Early registration, unfortunately, is over. But still, you should register now before it's too late, because if it's on site, it's going to go higher. And so if you even partially want to go to SGDQ, I highly recommend it, because it's a great experience. You're not going to want to stop going after one, because that's what happened to me, that's for sure. But yeah.
Speaking of tournaments, there is going to be that Tetris tournament we did the qualifiers for yesterday.
That is true.
That's going to be a lot of fun, the classic Tetris tournament. And then the finals for that are going to be on stage. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be so much fun. Wow. This truly does look like such an intense game to try and play.
It's usually pretty chill, but I wasn't like expecting to be playing this today, and I'm on like not my usual setup. Like, let's just put in all of the Johns, you know.
No, 1000%. I totally get what you're saying.
Oh my goodness, 60. Like, one more hit, come on.
Nope. You got it.
I was gonna say new record in the bottom a lot because apparently this game doesn't cloud sync. So we're on my laptop, which I haven't played on a lot, and all of the data got reset. So I played enough in the studio to before our show started to unlock Maiden Spellbound to make sure it was unlocked, and that's it. So you're gonna see the timer in the bottom right.
Did you do a run during the last run during this run?
No. It wasn't during, but I was
Okay.
I was cutting it pretty close.
Okay, good.
I have to focus on this pattern. I'm sure you can't imagine why that pattern takes a little bit of focus.
Oh,
I'm not sharing in Discord. Oh my god, you can't see.
Oh, no worries. I'm looking right here at the screen.
Okay.
We're good.
Like, I knew I was forgetting something. It's fine, I'm on my laptop. I actually don't know if I can share and stream at the same time on my laptop.
No, you're completely fine. Focus on the run. There's a bit of
this
delay here on the
pattern-
screen, of course, here, but we'll deal with it. We'll go with it.
This pattern's tricky, but then after a little bit, you can kind of just go and hug her, and it becomes a lot easier. So the difficulty is like trying to survive until you can get in there, and then, you know, get in there without taking a hit. Okay, this is the last enemy for Frost. This is Storm Beast. She is the fastest character in the game. If you try to play her like in the versus mode, it is very difficult because she is so fast, you'll just fly into bullets. Her spread attack actually makes her go faster. It's very counterintuitive because, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. I love to play her because she summons this clone, and it just mirrors all of her attacks. You have to hit the main body, not the clone, but it allows her to do some like really cool setups, like trying to trap you from multiple directions at the same time. She's just really hard to control. When we do the tournament, I usually play a lot of Storm if I have to fill in, you know, if we don't have enough players, because I'm not good at her, but she's fun, and that way it's not like a huge advantage, you know.
No. I am curious. Would you say that this game, if you wanted to get into this like genre, or if you wanted to get into maybe running this, that like what you're doing here is like a bit beginner friendly for like getting into this type of challenge runs, or like
like
speed runs?
This is like in terms of like a bullet hell shooter type game, this is pretty friendly compared to like a Toho, and there's pretty good difficulty options. I think I forgot to put it on screen, but we're playing on hard mode at the moment. There are 4 different difficulty levels, and the easier ones are pretty good introductory. They'll start off easy and you'll be like, well, what is the challenge here? But then when you get into the final Magnus Attack Sun story, it'll challenge you if you're a new player. And then you try to level up to the harder difficulties. And this game regularly goes on sale for like $2. So if it interests you, just like, you know, wishlist it. It's by Minodev. They released the Rabbit and Steel expansion DLC like last year, this year? Pretty recent. It's a lot of fun if you haven't checked that out. So it's just another way to support them, and really fun game. I like it a lot.
Do you run all stories?
I've done that a few times, yeah. It's much longer because it's 4 characters in both of the bonus boss fights. Okay, we need to stop playing this risky. So for this pattern, the 2 balls chase you, and in the bottom you can see the names. Oh, I missed my dodge roll. You can see the names of the Magnus attacks. That one's called Volt Tackle. You can kind of understand why. And a lot of these patterns and attacks, the way to go fast is by playing very risky. So you notice what happens is that I'm getting in their faces and I'm flirting with getting a hit, and then if I take too many hits, I try to back off and play a little safer, because you just lose a bunch of time if you have to restart a life. So I failed the backup strats there of playing safer, but you know, you start off by getting in their face to do more damage, also because that's how you can do damage with stun wave. Ooh, that was bad. So now we're gonna back off a little bit, play this a little safer, try to do a little bit of stutter stepping. And when they first spawn, the lightning balls, the volt tackles, they move faster, and their speed adjusts based on how close they are to you. So if you can survive up close, you can slow them down, and then you're in a pretty good situation. But it's that first few seconds of being up close to them where you're trying to get them to slow down that's really difficult. All right, so this is the last two Magnus attacks for Storm, and then we'll be moving into Royal Arcanist. And this is a point where she just starts flying so fast that basically the entire field is her hitbox, because speed is kind of her identity. We just have to dodge here, shooting upwards, sun waving when we can. Just try not to take any hits, because you just lose a few seconds when you do. Tried to stun wave there right at the start, just barely missed.
There's too much happening right now. I'd be too panicked. I know that
this is
thing of bullet hell games, but still.
This is her final attack of the story, so this is the really hard one. This is the one that's supposed to trip you up, so.
Ooh.
And you want to try and do as much damage as you can in this segment, because this ball just starts growing outwards, and if you don't kill her fast enough, it will fill the entire screen and you'll take a hit. So that was a pretty good final hit there. And that is Hero Frost for the first story. Just gonna mash through, start Royal Arcanist. Hard mode. And get into that. Royal Arcanist fights completely differently. So her main attack, we're just going to try and hit Lich with it a few times, is this kind of shotgun of cluster bullets. Her special attack drops a moon from the sky, and the entire moon is a hitbox. And her defensive sends these pulsing debuffs that do a number of different things. You saw the boss is doing that to us. And during Magnus attacks, only 3 of them apply, only the 3 that do damage. So we're trying to keep the debuffs up on the boss during their Magnus the entire time. We're cycling our moon special, so it's always dropping down on the screen, and the shotgun attacks, just to maximize our DPS. When we're doing the versus part, I just like to try and, if you get the rhythm of hitting those 3 buttons, you can hit them all pretty rhythmically and get them all out pretty fastly. Talking and playing is hard, huh? I don't know if people online understand how hard it can be.
This game in particular seems like a type of game that is like significantly harder than most to commentate and play at the same time.
But if you get the rhythm right, you can kind of have it all come out without losing much DPS downtime. And then in the versus section, there's 6 different debuffs that like limit their movement, put hitboxes on the screen, add, things they have to dodge. So if you do it right, you can kind of just keep yourself in line with them horizontally, because the big caveat for Arcanist is her debuff only shoots straight horizontal. So you have to stay on the same line with your enemy to hit them with it, while you're trying to do everything else. Dreadworm doesn't like fighting against Arcanist because she has that huge defensive circle. It does damage if you get hit with it. It has a huge invulnerability time frame, but she is completely immobile during it. So if there's a moon on the screen, she's just going to get hit out of her defensive every time. Ooh. It's a really bad matchup for Dreadworm, which is probably why she's like the second character in her story. Makes it not too difficult. We're just trying to weave our way through this. and make sure that we're dropping the moon right as she switches sides, just so that we don't drop a moon right as she changes and then misses the moon entirely. Because every like second that the moon is overlapping on the boss's hitbox, it's doing damage. Once we get into the Magnus again, if you look close, you should see the numbers popping up over that circle, like a bunch of 30s, 40s. And then once the skull and the poisons spawn, you see a bunch more numbers popping up as well. So that's how we're just trying to maximize our damage on Arcanist here. So what about you, Oz? Have you ever played a shooter, bullet hell, Toho?
No, I've never played. I know that there's like a huge community for these types of games, especially the Toho games. I know a lot of people who are like really into them, but I've never played them myself, and they look incredibly difficult. Something that I might rage playing in like the first 10 minutes of me picking it up.
Oh, rage quit? Yeah. It's really, if you want to get into this genre and you don't know how, it's really finding a good one as a starting point, because some games are just a lot better at having beginner modes than others. Some of them, if you're trying to play it and you're a beginner, you're just gonna get destroyed. And others have a pretty good novice mode. Like I was saying, this is probably an easier entry point if you're curious. And it is a fun game to be bad at, because you can like make your friends who are also bad at it play with you, like play the versus mode, and you're both terrible. That's how I started. It was a lot of fun. So,
is there a game in this genre that is your favorite? That isn't necessarily. It could be Maiden Spell, it could be another game.
Probably Crimson Clover World Explosion. I played that at SGQ not that long ago. That's probably the hardest game I've ever played on stage, and it doesn't look like it because I wasn't playing the super hard difficulty. But part of like shooters for me is the fact that these are very difficult for me because I have aphantasia. So when these big bullet patterns and they're all moving across the screen and converging, and you kind of, once you know where to move, you can see the patterns forming. I can't envision that in my brain. So whenever I'm playing these games, I'm playing entirely reactively the entire time, because my aphantasia means I can't visualize anything. I can't like kind of draw a line with my mind and say that bullet's going across here, so I'm going to move away from that bullet. It's just, I have to watch vigilantly the entire time and react very quickly to what's on the screen. And it's a lot harder for me to get into the ultra difficult clears because of it, but I do find it rewarding and fun to play this game still. Like, this pattern would probably be a whole lot easier if I could envision things. But it also means if I can do this, and I can't like picture where those bullets are going, and I'm reacting, fractions of a second ahead of time at every moment, that means if you think it's not possible for you, you can do it. It just takes practice. I'm a big proponent of like hard games are hard, and talent comes into the level of the initial learning, but beyond that initial learning phase, it's all just time and practice.
That's really what it is, because I've unfortunately done like way too, like I become victim of, I'm not bird at something within the first like 5 minutes of me trying, therefore I just
People have this idea that when someone has a natural talent, they're instantly a top 5 player in the world. And no, they just skip some of the learning phase at the beginning when they have a really good natural talent for it. They still have to put in a lot of time and effort.
For sure.
Storm is not fun to fight on Arcanist. just hitting buttons. Like, please get hit, Storm. Especially since the AI isn't super consistent, and Storm, like, if you were fighting a perfectly programmed AI, I don't think you could trap Storm into an undodgeable situation. So the CPU does make mistakes to make it more reasonable and more realistic to play against, and you're hoping that the CPU makes mistakes faster, just so you get, a faster time. Some of the others, you can kind of exploit their tendencies a little bit or set them up in traps that are really hard for them to avoid, but Storm against certain characters in the story mode, you're just like, please behave. Please behave. And then the gameplay is going to change quite a bit when we finish Arcanist's story here, which is why I like this category so much. I've been kind of glancing at chat in between characters. That's the most I can do at the moment. We're a little bit distracted. People are like, what's lesbian %? What does that mean? Even people who've seen this game before are like, what the hell? Because this isn't on the leaderboards. This is just a thing I do for fun. And it's just, we're doing Frost, followed by Arcanist, followed by the extra boss fight that unlocks the first time you beat those two characters. And it ends with a cutscene that I think will make the lesbian % make a little bit more sense when we get there.
I'll trust you. I'll trust you on that. We better not be disappointing the audience.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
And if we do disappoint the audience, it's my fault, not yours. So. I think we have 2 more characters after this. I'm bad at counting while playing this game, Oz. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, we're all speedrunners. None of us can count. That's the whole thing. That's like our whole thing.
Math is hard. And there's a whole rule of like, don't do math live on stream. And then people always try to do math live on stream anyway. And then it's like, I should have, paid attention to the rule.
Sometimes you just have to use, then people say that you can't use math in the real world. This is why you should have math in the real world. So that speedrunners can know how to count.
So funny story about that. I am older than people think I am. We'll put it that way instead of putting myself completely on blast. And I grew up in, the age of when cell phones were first transitioning from a novelty to what everyone has. So when I was doing like middle school math, the idea that a phone could do math for you did not exist yet. And our math teacher was like, you got to learn how to do this. You're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. You got to be able to do it in your head. It's like, oh, were you wrong? Could you have been even more wrong? You could not have been.
Because truly, what job is going to be like, yeah, I need to not use a calculator at all while you're running finances for a company,
Yeah, we had like a math test in middle school where you were allowed to use your calculator, and it was timed, but you had to mark if you used a calculator, and it was kind of like it affected the scoring. It was like really trying to drill in the not being reliant on calculators to do math quickly and effectively. It's just really funny to me because all those teachers were like, yeah, you got to learn how to do it. You're not always going to have a calculator with you. You've always got one with you in school, but in real life, it's not going to be like that.
But why wouldn't it be? You can just go buy one and carry it around. You can just...
Even then, like, calculators are small. Like, the tiny, pocket calculator with the classic school calculator with the little solar panel on it. Like, everybody had those.
Exactly. Shoutouts to my TI-85.
Oh my god. You had an 85? We had the 83s. They had the higher numbers, but the 83s had better games. So everybody stuck to the 83. The early days of the internet where somebody had games on their calculator, and if you had a link cable, you could get it. They could give it to you, but nobody really knew where they got them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had to be somebody with like the computer cable and the internet to get it on their calculator, and they'd bring it to school and share it.
Shoutouts to the best calculator game, Blog Dude, who uses PDAs by ADF.
There's a couple of games you could have mentioned there. I was like, okay, which one are you going for?
No, I always think of Block Dude. I haven't played much of those games myself, but
Block Dude Run was amazing. If you didn't see that at was that last year's? No, it's 2 years ago, wasn't it? God.
Yeah, it was GDQ 2025.
It's a really funny run if you haven't seen it. It's totally worth it.
Really good.
All right, so we're up against Depth again, trying to avoid the Jellycat. This is a hard matchup just because, like I was saying, I like to try to spam the debuff to keep the enemies manageable. And the Jellycat, or her special, only fires horizontally as well, and it eats bullets. So when you're on the same line as her to hit her with the debuff, she can Jellycat you right back. And it's tricky. Right, taking a few hits here, so I'm gonna focus for a second. There we go. And this is the last character before we move on to the boss fight, the Maiden Spellbound. And that one is more of like a traditional Touhou boss fight, just a bunch of Magnus attacks in a row, and they get progressively more difficult. So that one will be a little bit more of a spectacle, and hopefully I won't choke too hard. My excuse is this was last minute, so if I make silly mistakes, it's because I'm filling in. Do you think that's a reasonable excuse? You think we can get away with that one, Oz?
Oh, excuse me.
I caught you drinking, didn't I?
Repeat what you just said. I got distracted.
I was just being silly. I'm saying my excuse if I make too many mistakes is because I'm filling in last minute. Do you think that's acceptable?
Oh, of course. Yeah, 100%.
I totally caught you either drinking or eating or something. I got you with the true combo. Sorry about that.
No, you're completely fine. Oh, God.
The other part that
I've never been into this genre. I've never been into this genre of games, but just seeing this run, this specific game does look really, really fun. So much fun.
I really like the idea of making a fighter out of this genre, and it never got super popular, but it's really cool because this style of game, there's also a game that was really popular on GQs for a while, an older game that got a Switch port called Twinkle Star Sprites. It's a game that can be a lot of fun as long as everyone in your friend group is either good or everyone is bad. Because you're just having fun and having fun moments and doing stupid stuff and getting hit, and you get friends watching. And there were a number of GDQs where Twinkle Star Sprites was really popular. We had like 8 people in a room passing around the controller just yelling and screaming. But it's that kind of same kind of vibe with this game.
Oh, great.
All right, one more hit, then we'll move on to the boss fight. Or one more Magnus stack, then we'll move on to the boss fight. Like the last one, this last pattern just has a ton more health, like about 14,000 as you can see on the top. So this one's going to take a little bit longer, and this one's a bit more of a spectacle. So you're looking at that last one, you're like, oh my god, what even's going on? That's kind of be the same thing going on here. You can see the Jellycat flying backwards from the edge of the screen inwards towards her, trying to catch you off guard.
Yeah.
And the way I try to do the maximum DPS on this character by hitting all 3 buttons, I'm kind of doing like an open hand, not like quite a claw, but I do struggle to control Arcanist as effectively just because I have to shift how I'm holding the controller. But we got through it there. Now we're going to move on to the last section, the Maiden Spellbound. This is one of those games where like every story has a different ending and none of them are quite canon, but together they tell an overarching story that kind of makes sense overall. So now we are
I see.
the Hero Frost again, and what has happened is that the general idea is that 4 adventurers are grouping together to go explore the Kingdom of Stars. At the bottom, there's a legendary treasure called the Philosopher's Stone. I'm sure you've never heard of it before. And it's protected by 4 other characters who call themselves monsters, and there's, different story vignettes about, what's going on. And this one is the Arcanist found this kind of side story is the Arcanist found the Philosopher's Stone and it made her into a monster instead. But Hero Frost and Arcanist are friends, So Hero Frost is trying to save Arcanist from the influence of the stone, but has to fight her to do it. So we get a bunch of these attacks. Each life she has only has 2 hits. So we have a pattern. They're all Magnus attacks. So we'll have an unnamed pattern into the first eye here. And I think there's 9 eyes in total. So we're going to have 18 Magnuses in a row if I am doing my math correctly on stream when I said not to do that earlier.
I think that's right.
And they get progressively more difficult. So there are going to be points where I just have to go silent on this one. This one's much shorter, but this one's, like I said earlier, a bit more of a spectacle and should be able to just watch and enjoy, even when I am having to focus.
Please take all the focus that you need.
I'm mistiming my rolls here. And the key thing is when you clear a life, you get all, on hard difficulty at least, you get all of your hits back. So since there's 2 hits per life on these Magnus attacks, I only have 4 hits per 2 cycles to get through. So if I take too many hits on the first section, I need to make sure I'm careful on the second one, because right here, I only have 1 hit left, and if I take this hit and die, this pattern has a paralysis effect on you, which randomly freezes you. There's a pattern to it. But if you get kind of in a bad cycle, it can be tricky. If you die, you have to go back and restart. And since I did that, we're going to get the music changed a little bit sooner than usual. So get ready for the guitar mode. I don't think this affects the DPS at all. I think it's just like vibes. But it also makes your attacks even more rainbowy. So like it becomes even more gay.
That's the most important part.
Even more gay. Yeah. Happy Pride, everyone. That's really funny. Like, I've had this kind of on the back burner as something I could do in case of emergency for a while. It just happened that during Pride is when we're pulling it out for lesbian percent.
Beautiful. It was meant to be, really.
And you'll see that, like, now there's like the fancy lace flying everywhere now that, bravery mode is activated. That one's... you're trying to like bait these lasers. You can cross back and forth over them if you do it right without having to roll, so you can get more damage. But it's tricky to time right, so I took that hit. What the heck? All right, we gotta stop playing for DPS here. Same with the idea as the other ones like I was talking about. You play a little bit risky at the start for damage, and then if you make too many mistakes, you just focus up and play a little safer. That's not a pattern you want to be on 1 hit for, but it's fine. We'll just not play it quite as risky this time. I also took a double hit last time on accident just because I lined myself up poorly. So, just skill issue.
That is skill issue, even though this is like some of the most impressive gameplay I've seen.
Well, this is also like not part of the bid war for SGQ, so I haven't been practicing this fight. So that's my other excuse. We got plenty of excuses. It's fine. It's fine. We got them lined up.
Fine. Yeah, you're good.
Some of these attacks are just like harder for me than others, and this is one of the harder ones, so my brain just struggles with this one. And if you watch the spread of her attacks as I fire them, they spread out as you go. So the closer you are, the more damage you're gonna do. Being closer is more DPS, but is like just infinitely more dangerous. So trying to do that tightrope walk of balancing safety with more DPS, because if you take a hit, you just lose like 3 seconds every time. And it's part of why these boss fights are interesting to try and optimize for a fight. Oh my goodness, there's like a rhythm for some of these attacks, including this one, and I just completely failed to find the rhythm. When you get it right, it looks really cool because you're just kind of barely weaving back and forth. Bullets are grazing right by you. For Toho style games like this or other bullet hells, that circle in the center, it has to completely touch the circle. And depending on the game, you'll see that the bullet has a light part and a dark part. In Toho games, the light part on the outside won't actually hit you. But I don't think it's quite that lenient in Maiden Spell. You can cut it pretty close, but if you have more than like a pixel or two overlapping hitbox, you're going to take the hit. But that's where, like in Toho, there's like grazing. You can make the edge of the bullet that doesn't actually hit you contact your hitbox, and you can, depending on the game, you can actually get some points for doing that and like charge up your attacks. And Toho is wild. It encourages you to play so dangerously.
Oh, 100%.
All right, I really got focused. I'm taking way too many hits here.
It's still putting me off that like your hitbox is not like your character, it's like the core of your character. And so like I'm always confused as to why you didn't take damage or something, like whenever something asks like
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is like an adjustment, and it's one of the things that happens when people make a bullet hell style game. There's been a couple attempts at like a bullet hell style Metroidvania, and some of them make the entire character's hitbox what damages you, and that just doesn't feel good.
yeah, it does.
And there's like a game like Tevi, which was made by the devs who did, what is that game called? I don't remember. It's another bullet hell Metroidvania with much different graphics. It is much older. And Tevi is really good. It has the same like circle hitbox in the center. I think that's getting some DLC soon if it's not out already. That game's a lot of fun. It's long, and I haven't really been able to get it into a digestible chunk for marathons. There we go. Almost jumped it. We got through it. I think we're still doing fine on time because I gave myself extra time because, like I said, I'm out of practice on these fights in particular. And you'll notice that as long as I get the very tip of my stun wave over the boss's circular hitbox, it still does the full 450 damage. So you can kind of try to play a little bit less risky, but just barely touching the edge of that stun wave to their hitbox to do that 450 damage. And in a lot of these, trying to do fast DPS is safer, just because the pattern can just get so hard over time that you really just want to try and rush it down.
This is truly too overwhelming. Like, I understand that a lot of it comes with like practice, but I feel like the biggest obstacle for me would just be to be able to understand where all of the sources of damage are coming from at any given time, and just be aware of everything that's happening on screen at once, because it just feels so much.
Yeah, this one's a nice breather, at least for me, once you know the trick to it. There is a lot of like learning. It's like overwhelming at first, and you kind of look and you kind of figure out, like, this is how I gotta move, and then suddenly it makes a lot more sense. Like this one, if you stay closer, it's easier, because then you don't have to dodge as far up and down to get between the rows of bullets there. And there's like some of those types of things that are counterintuitive, where you do something you wouldn't expect, makes it a lot easier, so you just kind of learn the trick for some of the patterns. Like this one, this push mechanic is really nasty. It's just trying to push you into the moons and the bullets. You're just trying to line yourself up so you barely miss them. And that push happens regularly, it's not random. We're getting close to the end here. I didn't see what number I that is, but I think it's like 6 or 7. I did not do that on purpose, I'm sorry. I'll be honest, I think the 6-7 thing is funny, because as a millennial, we had even weirder humor, and people my age are really mad at the 6-7, and it's like, y'all were laughing about Candy Mountain, like Charlie the Unicorn, which is the same kind of absurdist humor, and you're upset at the kids for 6-7. you've just become your parents, and that's really funny to me. And so even though like
sometimes I feel the same way when it comes to like the Gen Alphas and their slang. I see them and I'm just like, oh my god, what are they even talking about?
but you know what I mean, right? Like when we were the same age, we were doing the same stupid shit.
Exactly, you're right.
Sorry, that pattern I can't talk during.
No, you are completely fine.
Because
If anything,
that's one of
I'm
those.
afraid of talking too much because I don't want to distract.
Oh, you're good. I can deal with people talking while I'm focusing. But that's one of those patterns like I was talking about. Like I can't visualize, so that's a pattern, a style of pattern that other people can generally consider easy, but I struggle with because I can't visualize the bullets. And then there's other patterns that like other people who visualize find really difficult, but I'm not relying on that, so I don't find them as hard. Like the one earlier was talking, there's a rhythm. That one I'm not really watching as much closely what I'm doing. I'm just kind of find the correct up and down rhythm and you get into the groove and it solves itself. I'm not relying on vision so much for some of them as just the feel of it. And I'm good at those patterns, and the ones where you have to really focus and watch the bullets, those are the ones that are hard, like this one. This one's especially hard because you can accidentally cut the dodge roll short on Hero Frost. And when you're trying to dodge roll through two giant beams and miss bullets at the same time, cutting it short's really bad. I'm not sure if you were aware of that, but you don't want to roll short. All right, so I did do math incorrectly. There are more than 9 eyes. The crossover is so hard there. She just has so much health, you have to cross back over the beams at some point here. And if you just time it wrong, you're just gonna take the hit.
Just seeing so much happening on screen has activated my fight or flight response. My goodness.
If you do it right, you don't have to roll to crossover, which gains you a little bit of damage, but then I took some hits, so we're just rolling now. All right, here we go. In this part, she uses everything on you and it just puts a thing, get to her! You have to get on top of her and use your stun wave to knock her out of it. And we'll get the cutscene, and I'll tell you when hit time if you still have it open. And time.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And look at that hug.
All right. Wonderful. That was such an amazing run. Thank you so much for starting that off, especially as such a last minute thing.
Yeah, but like that hug, and then she's just like, I just don't want it to ever end. There's like some implications here. We call it lesbian percent. But thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for letting me jump on last minute to try and help the schedule out. It was fun. And I have to set up the next run like really quick, so I'm not going to do a ton of shout outs here. Just, stay tuned for Hotfix. We got another show coming up. I'm sure we'll have a different host to talk to you about it. We'll just toss it over to Oz to do that transition for you.
Exactly. But yes, thank you so much, Ray, for that amazing run and for filling in the last minute for a last minute conflict that another runner had. But thank you again for that amazing run. I'm sure that people loved it. I know that I loved hosting and watching it. It was very intense. And I hope that y'all at home really, really loved it. We're going to wrap up this episode of Perilous Paths here, and we're going to be right back with more of Hotfix for the Scenic Route. We'll be right back.